We are live. Let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to go. I'd like to welcome everybody into the building. What's up, good people? Glad y'all all could be here. I see people down in the chat. I see the lead attorney already down there. I almost hesitated when I was putting together the thumbnail. I didn't know that you would. I didn't know if you would like it, but I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad you take jokes well. But that is how you was looking when that. He said, "LOL Bernard out here with the real thumbnail. That is how you was looking. That is how you was looking when she said she had that stripper pole down in her bedroom. That's how you was looking." So I went on and put the live reaction in the thumbnail. Actually, that pic might have came from a different part of the stream, but your reaction to her saying that was funny. Your reaction to her saying that was funny. So I did want to depict that in the thumbnail. Glad you liked it. Glad you liked it. And without further ado, guys, let's get ready to go. Let's get it. This is about to be an interesting one. I wish I would have got to this sooner. I had no idea I had no idea. Well, I knew that it happened. I just didn't know that it was this much to talk about with it. So I finally went on and watched it because Kevin Samuels made a statement where he said something where it sounded like he might be talking about that April Mason lead attorney conversation. So I was like, yeah, I'm about to go ahead and finally go and watch that. Caught the end of that 6-hour stream, and it was very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. We're about to get into it. So let's get ready to go. Hit the like button. I see 30 people already in the building. Hit the like button. Let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to the show once again. Here we are, the Grown Man Hour with your host, Bernard Riley. And as I said in my little pre-ramble, shout out to the lead attorney taking the joke very well. But like I said, that is how he was kind of looking when April Mason mentioned that she had a stripper pole in her bedroom. He was looking like, where do I sign up? Is there a waiting list? How do I get my name on that list? And she told him that she was, I think she said 5'3". He like them short. See, I like them tall. Over here, the 5'9" ladies is what it's all about over here. But he said he likes them short. I think he likes them in that 5'2" range around there. Nah, it's all about the tall ladies over here. All about the tall ladies over here. But shout out to the early bird squads, those that make it in bright and early. Before I even get things started, hopefully you came in, hit the like button, drop the comment, appreciate it. Number 16, JTCRM. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to lead attorney again, Logan JJ in the building. Yep, I'm on CP time number 16. Deal with it. DeMac the Trucker in the building. Ricky Manor says, "Are we going to be in Atlanta this weekend?" Absolutely. As far as I know, I'm on the speakers list. I got a speech prepared and everything. So yeah, I'll definitely be there. But so shout out to Ricky Manor in the building. Shout out to Aaron B. Shout out to Gail. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Handsome Incel. That doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a handsome incel. I said it. Not just playing. But his name is Handsome Incel. These YouTube names are just too funny to me. That for real. They legitimately just too funny to me. Hopefully my sound okay. I didn't do any sound checks because everything is set. So hopefully I sound good. I'm sure y'all will let me know if I don't. If I didn't sound good, I'm sure y'all will let me know. Okay, yeah, that do sound good. But Handsome Incel in the building with the $2 super chat. Definitely appreciate that. Getting us started already.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Shout out to you. Shout out to who else we got in the building. Says A Bernard coming to the, I think you mean, coming to the A. Absolutely. Are you going to be there at the Manosphere meetup? Are you going to be there? Look forward to meeting you. And still got to formally get you on the show. My bad. I've been busy with a lot of things. But shout out to Before the Billions in the building. Yeah, everybody laughing at that lead attorney face in the thumbnail. Yeah, man. Yeah, I had to go on and get him. When he got that live information that April Mason got a stripper pole in her bedroom. The interview was over right there. He was planning his post show DM slide. That's what lead attorney was on. No doubt. But we about to get right into it. Shout out to everybody in the building. I see 87 people in here. Let's hit that like button. We got not that I hit the like button because I just hit it. I just made it 50 on the likes. So I just got us up to 50. Let's keep that going. But yeah, my only little I don't got that much ramble to say before I start rolling the footage. I don't got that much to say, but I do. Like, I actually try not to be too critical. I really do try. I do. I try not to be too critical. And I don't got this set at the right part. But no, the point that I'm making here, I try not to be too critical. I try to have an open mind when it comes to things. I don't like to just pull out the whooping stick. There go Obsidian. Whoop that trick. I try not to whoop that trick, but I do tell the truth. So when I'm saying it probably okay. And here we go. I forgot once again. I forgot to get the ad block, not the ad blocker, but the YouTube Premium. I forgot to get the YouTube Premium, so we will be interrupted by commercials because I'm trying to get the video set up right now and I'm being bombarded by a commercial. And I don't remember to do that until I'm doing a live stream because I don't mind watching commercials. I actually enjoy watching the commercials, oddly enough, because the commercials give me ideas because, I'm eventually going to be running ads myself. So forgive me for the commercials getting in the way of things, but I am trying to pull this up so I can share it. Let's see right there. All right. I dig the commercials. Commercials matter. But But let's see. Okay, before I get going in here, y'all see it right there. Y'all see it right there. We got stay safe in here. No, I'm sorry. He says stay safe. Oh, shit, I can't see. Okay, say stay safe if you are in Michigan. They done got me. Cases out of hand. Okay, I hate when people are not specific. When you say they done got you cases out of hand, are you talking about the Rona, or the cops done pulled you over? They putting cases on brothers out of hand? Like what like I need some specificity, my brother. But when you say they done got me, are you be clear what you're talking about? What you talking about? You talking about that? Okay, got you. He did type it. Okay, cool. Yeah, Logan, JJ, them glasses. Yeah, that's funny. But I actually kind of like that look. But yeah, it's still goofy. It's still you're wearing your glasses as a prop. There's no doubt about that. But yeah. But either way, Top Shelf C in the building. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. And hopefully you're doing well. I mean, you're well enough to be up here watching the show, super chatting. So I'm just going to assume that you're generally okay. I know some people get it and they have real bad symptoms. Some people get it and they really okay. The only reason they know they got it is because they went to go get tested, and they just gotta, just weather through some little mild symptoms for, a week or so, and then they good. Hopefully that's the situation with you. Hopefully. But our thoughts. Funny, me and Obsidian had a long conversation, and Courtney Michelle actually joined the conversation. Game Changer OG had a long conversation about God. But y'all know my position on that. But even then, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Thoughts and prayers are with you. Hopefully you have a good recovery. Hopefully you have a good, speedy recovery. The Naked Truth by Annette's Worldviews in the building says, hello, Bernard. It will be nice to hear your thoughts on this. I'm trying to understand how American men think. I have my own thoughts. Well, my thoughts is what you definitely came to the right place. You want to hear my thoughts, because I'm going to give a lot of thoughts on this. And yeah, I'm pretty critical. Information Man in the building. He says, peace and respect, brother. Shout out to Information Man in the building. Salute. All right, let's go ahead and get into this thing. Let's roll. I'm going to say roll the beautiful bean footage. I like to say not so beautiful bean footage, but I think this is some beautiful bean footage. I do. I like what happened here. A lot to talk about, a lot to go on, because this is a pre-ramble part that I did want to get into. This is very important. Now keep in mind, I only know about April Mason because of two events. One, when she told that story that we all agreed, and even the authorities agreed, the police agreed, that it was a made-up story about her niece, her 40-year-old auntie or niece or somebody who almost got kidnapped by three random men, that she put out a APV for people to go find them, but they probably didn't exist. That was horrible. That was my first introduction to her. They said prior to that, she was some femininity coach. Keep that in mind. She was some femininity coach that was coaching women on how to be better women for men. Keep that in mind. And then juxtapose it versus what you hear when she described what she used to do in her practice. They were two completely different things. So keep all of that in mind as we proceed forward here. She also made another splash. The only other time I heard about her is when she said she quit that femininity business because women, their criteria standards were too high. So she said, I'm getting out. I'm out. I quit. I'm out. That's what she pulled one of those. And so, yeah, she was out. And the manosphere praised her. I gave her a little slight high five myself. But I didn't just jump right on board. Because just like Rebecca Lynn Pope eventually had a moment, I said April Mason will eventually have a moment. This doesn't count as a moment, but if you read between the lines, it sheds light on something that we already should have known. And you're going to see, well, without further ado, let's roll the footage. Let's roll the footage. Shout out to StreamYard for having that little feature where I can drop down and be small right there. Let's go.
Choose to cover them. The men that they chose could not cover them. And so for me, when I quit, well, me quitting was 2 years in the making. And I'll tell you this, over the last 2 years, although, people say, why would she close if she was, making money? No, it's very lucrative. Put it like this. I'm going to keep it at 1,000 with you. If you ever want to make a lot of money, join the dating industry and give women fluff. You see?
All right. That is a very important part. Very, 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 very important part. In fact, that part right there is so important that I clipped that part just so I can push the button. And
if you ever want to make a lot of money, join the dating industry and give women fluff. If you ever want to make a lot of money, join the dating industry and give women fluff.
Now, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Hey, Soul Provider, chill with that coming in here taking backhanded shots at my content. Chill with that, brother. Chill with that, brother. Doing this for a reason. Doing this for a reason.
Derrick Jackson. We all know Derrick Jackson making bank.
I mean, it's not, because you got to remember, these women, a lot of these women, not all, of course, when I say these women, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking from an experience of over 10 years of this. Wow. So I've dealt with them from all different ranges, So it's safe to say, for me to say, that when women came to me, they didn't come to me to become better. They came to me for a better, for access to a better penis. That's what they came to me for. So my
fair use, even though I know lead attorney don't mind. Lead attorney let somebody stream his content while it was live stream his content while it was live, and he didn't even get it taken down. So shout out to lead attorney. I know he don't mind, but just for YouTube's sake, I don't know if you need to say fair use so the algorithm can hear it, so YouTube can hear it, or for the content creator. But either way, fair use, even though I know lead attorney don't care.
One of my best friend told me, he said, April, you're going to have to disconnect or divorce yourself from their results. But I'm like, nah, man, because this worked. It worked for me. It worked, because I'm all excited. I'm like, yes. Girl, if you get yourself right, you do this, become the feminine woman for you first. The man is the byproduct. The man is not the reason why you're here. He is the byproduct. If you do this.
Listen to that part. Keep that in mind. She telling you right there. That's telling you a lot, but just you got to keep that part in mind. It's going to come back up. But she said the man is the byproduct. And you can already see lead attorney face. He already thinking. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he about to stay on that, and he's going to try not to let her get away from what does she mean by the man is the byproduct. I don't want to give away too much too soon. But this femininity stuff that she's been teaching for a long time, she low-key been teaching women to essentially be masculine little manlets. No other way to look at it when you keep going, but just keep that in mind. Man is a byproduct. Just keep that in mind. Byproduct to what, though?
These things, you're not in a hurry to get married. Yeah. And so people would always ask me, how do you do what you do when you're not married?
And I say this because dudes used to big up April Mason and say, oh, she was the shining example. She's a feminine woman. She teaching women to be feminine and all of that. And I think that's kind of, bogus, teaching women to be feminine. But okay, fine. I'm just going to assume that that's a thing that women can do. They can teach another woman to be feminine. That's not even my lane, but either way. Okay. The thing that has to be acknowledged and focused on, she says they're a byproduct. The man is the byproduct. A byproduct of what? Because we understand that how a woman could be a byproduct to what the man do. The man go out and achieve and accomplish things, conquer the world, build himself up, be all he can be. And the little woman on his arm, that's the, you know, the little candy, the little trophy, you know, this is his little byproduct, as she said. But what is she talking about if she's saying that the man is the byproduct? What a byproduct to what? What is the main product? Let's go.
Join the dating industry and give women fluff. You see,
Damn, I didn't mean to go back here. Whenever you're reacting to a 6-hour stream, if you just touch the dial a little bit, you mess around and go back 2 minutes. So I apologize if that happens again, but let's roll.
Derrick Jackson. We all know Derrick Jackson making bank.
I mean, it's not, because you got to remember, these women, a lot of these women, not all, of course, when I say these women, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking from an experience of over 10 years of this.
Wow.
So I've dealt with them from all different ranges, you know? So it's safe to say, for me to say, that when women came to me, they didn't come to me to become better. They came to me for a better, for access to a better penis. That's what they came to me for. So one of my best friend told me, he said, April, you're going to have to disconnect or divorce yourself from their results. But I'm like, nah, man, because this worked. It worked for me. It worked, you know, because I'm all excited. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Girl, if you get yourself right, you do this, become the feminine woman for you first. The man is the byproduct. The man is not the reason why you're here. He is the byproduct. If you do these things, you know, you're not in a hurry to get married. Yeah. And so people would always ask me, how do you do what you do when you're not married? I said, because I am a walking example of what I teach. See, people think that the man is the validator. Although I love you guys, I love a man, just the way y'all walk and how y'all smell and just all of that, right? Mm-hmm. But you're the byproduct. See, women would think or question me, she don't have a husband, because I wasn't supposed to have a husband while I was going through developing who April was. If I would have remarried during that time, I would have been divorced again.
Let me go back though. Let me jump up, because you know, that sounds deep. I've never heard it.
Okay, good stuff, lead attorney. He doing right. He's trying to stay on that. What do you mean by byproduct type of deal? What do you mean by that? Because you said the man is not the validator. Okay, what is the validator? If the man is the byproduct, what's the main product? If he's not the validator, okay, what is the validator? Okay.
Anybody say that? When you say men are the byproduct, can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Okay, sure. What I mean by men is the byproduct doesn't mean that we don't need you. What it means is when you become a dope woman for yourself first, the type of man that you want will easily come along. So the man is the byproduct of you becoming a dope woman.
Words like dope that don't mean anything, or could mean whatever you want it to mean in the situation. So the byproduct of you becoming a dope woman, the man will automatically come along, blah, 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 blah.
If you ever want to make a lot of money, join the dating industry and give women fluff.
Okay, I feel kind of bad going back to play that, but you're going to hear a lot of fluff when he started asking her legit questions. When he started asking her legit questions, he's going to ask her legit questions to the point to where she's going to have to essentially tell the truth and explain what she means by byproduct. What she means by the man is not the validator. She's going to eventually explain ultimately what validates you, what's the main product, what's this, what's that. Right now she's calling it becoming a dope woman, but she's going to explain what that is, and we're going to see exactly what she's been actually selling to women all this time. A lot of you have, lifted her up and said, hey, she's this. I mean, this was before any controversy came out. A lot of men were saying that she was that deal. She was that chick. She was the one saying the right thing and teaching women the right thing. But keep listening.
You don't become a dope woman for the man. And so that's why a lot of men say, well, when I got with her, after I got her locked in, she changed. Yes, because she only was that to get you. She did not become that. So in my dating academy, I used Teach Me How to Date as the bait. That was the sugar to get them in there. Women that actually did the work in my dating academy will tell you my whole life changed. My money changed. I got that promotion on my job. So I just had to use the man as the bait to get them to know themselves better, because women aren't doing that for real.
All right. Did y'all catch that? She's saying she's using the date of the men, getting a man. She used that as the bait to lure them in. That was the carrot that she dangled that lured them on in. All right. Once they got in there, she said, all right, damn all that. Let me show you how to get your money up. Let me show you how to be more industrious. Let me show you how to get that promotion. Let me show you how to use femininity to achieve more out in man world. Let me basically teach you how to be a little manlet and use femininity, your womanly wiles to just help you achieve more out in man world. Like that. That's literally what she's saying that she's been teaching women all this time. That's literally what she said she's been teaching women all this time. All right. Come on, Indigenous TV, cut it out. What do you mean? Why? Yeah, stupid. Hold on, Indigenous TV. Let me find that. Why you say she interviewing Ty Tribbett? Is Ty Tribbett still making music? I don't even know if Ty Tribbett's still making good music. They had some bangers at one point. Do not call this woman Ty Tribbett. One thing, listen, most men agree, ageism, colorism, all that, but damn, this woman is actually, she's an attractive woman. Most men agree with that. Most men rock with that. All right. But I'm agreeing with Nelly Nail. She's been a wolf in sheep's clothing. Now, I haven't been following her. I only follow her when she do something to make a big splash on Black YouTube, social media, or whatever. That's when I legitimately, pay attention to her. But I can somewhat agree with that statement. If she's saying that she's teaching some dating academy, some matchmaker, some femininity thing, but she's just basically using the fact that they do want some high post, high earning man. She uses that as the bait to lure them in. But actually what she's teaching is she basically teaching them how to be strong, independent, and not need no man. But when you get to that status, when you become dope, as she said, then, a man may come along with it. That's that fluff that she's talking about, that you're going to attract a man is going to come along with it. But then she also will turn around and say that a man doesn't want you for your for your money. So it got to be all this other feminine stuff. But you're talking about all the stuff that you say that you're teaching and that they're getting success on, that you're embodying because you making a lot of money and you're 46 years old and single and don't got a man, but don't want a man because you making your money and you got, like you said at the end of the interview, you got a stripper pole in your bedroom and you're getting all that bread. You're basically just trying to teach them how to get the bag and get the money and be single and wait. And she literally said, wait to get married, wait to get with a man, wait for all of that. And the men that she said that they all want, she said 6, 7, 8 figures. She said, that's rare. All of y'all ain't going to get it, but I'm going to show you how to get the money on your own. And if you happen to be able to get one of the dreamboat dudes, then go ahead and marry him. Go ahead and get with him and let him just be the little byproduct on your arm. That's basically what she's been teaching. The type of masculine women that we talk about here, because keep in mind, all of them ain't gonna get the dreamboat dude, and we know all of them ain't gonna be super successful either. But either way it go, she basically got them. It sounds like what she's describing is a manlet training course, where she's basically just teaching women to be strong, independent little manlets. Under the guise, the outward guise is femininity. And then she's gonna see later in the stream how she tried to, in my opinion, redefine femininity. But, I don't even get bogged down by the definition. I don't even get bogged down by the definition. And, I said I'm going to be nice here. But all right, let's go.
Yes, women are going to more conferences. Yes, women are picking up more, books to read, but they're not doing the hard work to transform. It's difficult to go through the emotional pain that come with change. I had to realize I wasn't as dope as I thought I was. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. But that was on the outside. Your end result will always tell you how dope or how dope you're not.
Mm-hmm. Let
So
me
I
ask
didn't
you,
like.
because
Go
when
ahead.
you said men are the byproduct, because the more dope a woman becomes, maybe
Stay on it, lead. Stay on it, lead attorney.
the better the man that she can
Yeah.
pull can be. Like, I
Yeah.
resonate with that. I think I like that. But then when you kept going, you were talking about, women making money more on their job, women getting these promotions, and that's where a lot of men would be like, well, a
Okay,
woman
let me
becoming
explain that.
okay.
I'll explain it.
Way to ask the question. I can look at her face because she know that she talked herself in a circle. She talked herself in a circle. Now she could put it like this. Let me just make this very clear. I ain't complaining and I ain't tripping. She could just be honest and say, no, I teach them how to be strong, independent, and not need a man, and just be on their best, be on their stuff. I basically teach basically like, bad bitch boss lady courses. I teach them how to be the boss bitch. That's what I do. Like, she could literally just say that and say it is what it is, and they should be a boss bitch. They should get their money. She could just say that. And if a man want to hop on board with her, then cool. She could just rock out with her cock out. She could just grab her nuts and say that. I would rather her do that. I would rather her say, no. We not thinking about y'all. We don't care. Man, that's after the fact. I'm 46 years old and I'm making bank. I'm teaching women how to be 46 like me and be single and make bank. And she literally going to say at the end of the interview, I almost want to just fast forward to the end, which you basically just lay it out. No, you just get that money and get yourself. She basically she's teaching women to basically conduct themselves exactly like men, where she basically just going to say, get your money, get your money, become that dope woman, become successful. You're gonna have all the options. You're gonna have all the options, and you could just pick the one that you want that's best for your legacy, best for your lineage. Best for your lineage. Like, she's literally going to describe women in the masculine, industrious place, and going to describe men in essentially like the byproduct, arm candy, feminine place that's there for they're to edify her to be a part of her lineage, part of her tribe. Like, what she's teaching is very masculine. Y'all saying I got something in my big? Oh, I do. Hold on, let me zoom that in. Let me since we all in here. Okay. You can't see it right. That could be a gray hair. Okay, that is a bristle from my brush. I got a brush that got some. Yeah, I gotta get rid of that brush. The bristles come off too easy and they be in my beard. I'm surprised it's the first time y'all seen it, because I be low key picking them out. I be low key picking them out all the time. Yes, this is the truth. I don't think April is a chameleon. Okay. All right. Man, Mahogany said you basically getting it. That's it. But you see, the thing is, that's okay. It's technically okay if that's what it is. That's what they've made their peace with. They're going to live like men. They're going to chase dreams and goals the same way as men. They're going to make their money like men. They're going to become 40. Now she's going to sell a pipe dream and some fluff, because she's going to say you can basically become 46. Well, she didn't use the number 46, but everything that she's talking about them accomplishing and becoming and achieving, and then having all those options that they're going to get with that overabundance of everything that they have, even though she did try to circumvent some femininity into it. She did try to say, because you become that feminine woman and this or that, but then everything that she say that she's teaching them to do is ultimately the things that men do. And you're going to have an overabundance of options when you do that. Like, so she's literally teaching them the same thing that Kevin Samuels teach men. She spacked some feminine language on it, but lead attorney asked her the right question, and I got on a rant. So let me see, where's that? It's at 5/9/28. I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna put it at 5/9/09. So we like 20 seconds behind where we was at. Let's go.
better the man that she can pull can be. Like, I resonate with that. I think I like that. But then when you kept going, you were talking about, you know, women making money more on their job, women getting these promotions, and that's where a lot of men would be like, well, you know,
okay, let me explain that.
Okay,
I'll explain it to you. So this is what I mean. A woman, I teach living a feminine lifestyle. Living a feminine lifestyle means
here goes the fluff, because he's basically saying, he called her on it. You're teaching women to go out and get that money and basically get and be successful and have a man as a byproduct. That success is what men don't want. So aren't you then teaching them to go out and get something that the men don't want anyway, by your own admission? That's the question he asked her. Now let's listen and see if she gives him an answer to that question.
Even when you go to work, your energy is more, you're dominant in the feminine, not necessarily the masculine all day. So although we have several family businesses and I'm the CEO of a couple of them, and then I have a 27-year-old daughter and my 25 and 23-year-old sons, they run the business with me as well. However, I intentionally only give 10 to 15% of my masculine energy to my business every day.
Mm-hmm.
That means I'm allowing myself a cap so that I can make sure that I am not throwing myself as in the masculine energy as my dominant. There's nothing wrong with a woman being successful at all. It's how she operates in the energy of her success.
Right. Do you think there's a risk in becoming successful? For example, let's just take a quick look at what you were saying, that you're starting to see a lot more. You know, you were saying, well, you know, however, the majority of women that come to you have unrealistic expectations. You were saying the selfishness, fake everything. They think they should be chosen because they have a vagina and for the good looks. The entitlement, you know, just mean not knowing the difference between being a woman and a wise woman, not knowing how to be versus do, thinking that being a feminine woman is weak or a pick-me, placing blame and not taking responsibility or accountability for the choices that they've made in men. And do you think that this is also a byproduct of women becoming more dope? Now they're saying, hey, well, I can now have expectations that are higher, maybe to the extent that they're unrealistic. Maybe I don't want to take blame for anything because I'm so dope. Do you see this as a risk of being more dope?
It's only a risk when women use those things as their validator. See,
okay, the man wasn't the validator, and now those other things that she said, she lured them in with the man, with the chance of getting a man, but that man is not the validator. But when she lured them in with the chance of getting a man, these are the things that she ultimately teaches them, but these things are not the validator. So it's what she's saying is just all over the place, and that's why I gotta be, you know, a little petty, a little tacky, and just go back to this situation right here.
If you ever want to make a lot of money, join the dating industry and give women fluff.
I'm sorry, but she told the truth right there. And then now that she's being asked real questions by a man, we're finding out that, yeah, you basically sell a lot of fluff. Now, it wouldn't be fluff if she just said, just forget it, man. Don't worry about it, man. Just go get that money. But that ain't the public persona she put on. That, you know, but it would be okay if she just was honest like that. And that's one thing that the sphere does. We have, and I talked about this before, how we have emboldened them to be honest. They used to lie and say a bunch of BS. Then, 2017, 2016, men start responding to the nonsense. All their nonsense and lies got smacked down. So then they couldn't lie. Then they switched to gaslighting, and then their gaslighting arguments started gradually getting picked apart, especially when panels started opening up around 2018 with Google Hangouts. The gaslighting arguments started getting picked apart thoroughly. By about 2019, 2020, that was when we start seeing a wave of women just balls out telling the truth. Okay, that was, and just to bring up, that's where the whole, That's why I understand the hashtag they know, because it's like right now they're to the point to where the lying ain't really the wave no more. They're just making up a bunch of BS is not really the wave no more. It's either gaslighting or bluntly just telling the truth. And so that's where we've argued them into a corner to the point to where all the gaslighting is just going to disappear. So sooner or later, it'll be no more nonsensical gaslighting arguments, and it's just going to be truth. Now she's in that realm. Not that she doesn't really get in the ring and argue with men, but what I'm saying is that she's in that dating coach realm, femininity coach realm, where you got to basically sell a lot of fluff to women. But when you ask real questions, and now she's in a place where she has some moments where she just told some blunt truth, then she has some moments where she just dancing and just flopping all over the place, in my opinion. Like he's asking her questions, she's not answering them. He's coming back asking the question again, she's still not answering. She's just basically just figuring out a different way to just put some magical fluff over it, basically.
I teach the complete opposite. See, my success, like everybody was like, oh my God, I saw you at the Rick Ross Boss Up conference. You were like right in the front. How did you paid $25,000 to get it into the room, right? Yeah, I did. I was one of like 5 women out of success. Like everybody was like, oh my God.
Hold up, I gotta rewind a little bit. Damn it, I went too far. We got to go from here. We got to hear his question, and we got to see how his question that he asked had nothing to do with the Rick Ross thing, but that was her just bringing up something exciting to, I guess, throw him off the scent. But we got
wise woman, not knowing how to be versus do, thinking that being a feminine woman is weak or a pick me, placing blame and not taking responsibility or accountability for the choices that they've made in men. And do you think that this is also a byproduct of women becoming more dope? Now they're saying, hey, well, I can now have expectations that are higher, maybe to the extent that they're unrealistic. Maybe I don't want to take blame for anything because I'm so dope. Do you see this as a risk of being more dope?
It's only a risk when women use those things as their validator. See, I teach the complete opposite. See, my success, like everybody was like, oh my God, I saw you at the Rick Ross Boss Up conference. You were like right in the front. How did you paid $25,000 to get it into the room, right? Yeah, I did. I was one of like 5 women out of maybe 40, 50 men. My resources got me in the room. The feminine woman kept me in the room.
So it's like that. The one that didn't answer his question, but is that like a strategy? Get your resources up, get your money up, so you can pay a lot of money. In this case, $25,000 to get in the room with some high value or high earning men, so you'll have a chance to only imagine in a room with Rick Ross in it and his people. I only imagine what a woman got to do to stay in the room outside after the business. Well, maybe she's no. Let me not be petty. Maybe she did some good business. She said there's professional athletes and entertainers and this or that she actually does business with. That she actually does I guess dating, coaching, matchmaking, consultations and stuff with a lot of celebrities. She does that. So even then, she just used the bag to get to another bag so she can get in that room and network with a lot of men with money, and then make them become clients. That goes back so men are a resource for her. That's all she's really talking about here. She's not talking about femininity in the sense that women get in a man and getting that husband or getting that man, the family, the outcome and all that. No. She's basically just talking about getting to a bag. That's what she's been talking about. But like, look, she's been exalted as this femininity coach that people need to look to for, that men have given her that stamp of approval. But now that she's fine, this is my first time ever hearing her questioned about what it is that she exactly do. And basically what she do is, as she said, I remember, said they tell the truth sometimes. She said she dangled a carrot of getting that man, but really all she doing is just trying to teach them how to just level up in terms of getting their own bag. And if a man come later, then great. But if not, oh well. That's and that's where she is. That's literally what she's teaching. That's literally what she's teaching. And now it's interesting when we average into the equation that, okay, now she's talking about she's going to, focus on men, and she's, sort of dabbling into the male space. And now we can see the fluff in all the smoke and mirror bells and whistles that she was teaching with women. Are men going to fall for that? Are men going to jump on board with it? Are men in this space going to big her up like that? That's a legit question. That's a legit question. Shout out to Samuel Jenkins, not Samuel Jackson, but Samuel Jenkins. Funny name. Samuel Jenkins. She is moving herself into a man's space. Next thing will be ahead. I think it means next thing that will be ahead. Come on, man. I part of the sphere. She's a feminist, hands down. I think she is. Or she has feminist leanings or tendencies. I don't think you're tripping. I remember Chrysalin Kerzin, essentially, she transitioned her teaching to basically trying to teach them how to get the bag, and it's okay, black don't crack. So just go ahead and chase money, chase career, chase this, chase that. You can, if you can get a man, later on in life, but just go ahead and get your own bag, do your own thing. Black don't crack, don't worry about it, no rush. You got it, girl. She basically turned it into that. So this is an interesting thing where we're seeing now even the femininity coaches is teaching stuff that basically is like, the hell with a man, go out there, be industrious, and just use your femininity. Use your femininity to just help you maneuver in those male spaces to get the bag. That's what I'm hearing here.
Two different things.
Right.
So a woman can be successful, and I advocate for women to be successful, because a lot of our mothers, although they were more on the submissive side, we don't talk about the abuse that they were dealing with at the hands of the men back then. Right? Because they didn't have any resources to say, you know what, I'm going to leave this.
Hold up. She went full color purple on us. Wait a second. And to the person that said just click the red dot and drag it, no, I know to do that. It's just difficult when you're doing that with a 6-hour video. It's very sensitive. So if you tap it a little bit, it moves back like a whole inch sometimes. I mean, not a whole inch, a whole minute sometimes. See, right? We're gonna back up and hear some of this again. I'm trying to finesse it real soft, but it's bare minimum 30 seconds. All right, we just got to deal with that, because I want to hear what prompted her to make this color purple argument. I do want to hear what prompted her to go all the way back to the color purple. Oh, the left arrow on the keyboard. Huh. Oh, my man. Learn something new every day. Got you. That's how you go 5 seconds at a time. Thank you, number 16. Appreciate it.
Like, everybody was like, oh my God, I saw you at the Rick Ross Boss Up conference. You were like right in the front. How did you paid $25,000 to get into the room, right? Yeah, I did. I was one of like 5 women out of maybe 40, 50 men. My resources got me in the room. The feminine woman kept me in the room. Two different things. Right. So a woman can be successful, and I advocate for women to be successful, because a lot of our mothers, although they were more on the submissive side, we don't talk about the abuse that they were dealing with at the hands of the men back then. Right? Because they didn't have any resources to say, you know what, I'm going to leave this abuse. I'm going to leave, whether it's emotional, mental, abuse. I'm not really being loved. I'm just being provided for, but at what cost?
Do we need any more evidence that all this time, while masquerading as a femininity coach, she's been actually teaching women, build yourself up, be strong, independent, so you won't need no man? Because if you don't got yourself all built up, if you don't got your own money, you'll end up in a situation where you could be abused and you could be beat. So don't worry about Don't worry about no man. Just get yourself together. Just get yourself together so you can be in the position of power. So she's teaching women how to be in position of power, how to be basically in a position of power with men, while simultaneously telling them that the men that they want, that have money and power, don't care about a powerful woman. So what is she ultimately telling them? That's why you can't knock Kevin Samuels saying get a dog by alone, because left to their own devices, when they give their own advice, it's basically advice to where, yeah, they're going to get their own money, and they're going to just accept having, they're going to get 40 like her, have their own money, and have, like you said, a stripper pole in their bedroom so you can bring over a Playboy here and there, her little boy toy, bring over a boy toy, or you might be one of the ones who's bad enough and got it like that to where you can pull those top 10%, 1% men. You might be one of those, but for the most, but she also admitted the type of men that they're talking about. She said these women want 6, 7, 8-figure men. She said they're rare, and most of them will not get it. She said most of them will not get it. But she's basically saying that's okay. That's okay. You don't want to get with a dude and be in no position where you don't have no power. Get your money, be in a position of power. That's essentially what she's teaching them. And again, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. I mean, it's something wrong with that to me. I mean, but if that's what she's on, then it's okay to be on that. But if everybody would have asked, nobody would have said that she's basically spewing feminist rhetoric. Nobody would have said that. Nobody would have said that. This is my first time really hearing her speak and break things down. First time really hearing her speak and break things down. Shout out to Justin March in the building with the 199. Appreciate that. Shout out to Flying Low says expose her. LMA. Okay. LMAO. You don't have too much fun with it. Don't have too much fun with it. Samuel Jenkins in the building says, my bad. She's moving herself into the manosphere by ingratiating herself into the man space. She is positioning herself to be, I'm gonna wait for that to move, to be a leader in this space. Haneen says she didn't pay $25K to get in. No, I believe it. I believe that is what she did when she was in there. But per what she's saying, she probably did what she did to try to get a better bag, bigger, better bag. Like, I'm in a place where it's nothing wrong with a woman basically saying, hey, I'm going to teach women to be more successful. But she's masquerading as some femininity coach that men are supporting. But really what she's doing, she's teaching women to be the exact type of women that we don't want, to be the type of masculine women that we don't want. She's essentially teaching women to be masculine and industrious. Queen Q says, someone explained to me why a woman having a backup is a bad thing, especially when we're talking about changing the way marriage works. I don't know what the IR mean, prenup, post-ups, etc. It's technically, that's why I made it clear. It's technically nothing wrong with that. You got to look at the totality of everything that's being said. Got to look at the totality of everything being said. If she's talking about she's a femininity coach, if she's talking about, then that's different from her being a get the bag coach. If she's talking about being a get the bag coach, the man is your byproduct. That's different from her having a backup. That's different from her, like for example, you went to the military. I'm going to assume you got some type of credentials or whatever. Yes, you married your husband. Okay, great. Let's just say if it didn't work out, well, you did get some school and some training under your belt, or you got some credentials under your belt going to the military. That's called a backup plan. She's saying don't even get married. It's going to come up. She's gonna say, don't even get married, don't even worry about that. Go build yourself up to become a dope woman. And she described becoming a dope woman basically as building yourself up, becoming successful, getting those promotions, getting your money up, knowing how to move in basically man world to where you've become successful. And she's going to literally say, once you've gotten older and built yourself up like that, then if you want to go ahead and get married later in the game, there's no rush on it. You just get married later in the game when your eggs is dried up. But and that if you find the type of guy that that dreamboat guy, if you find that dreamboat guy, then yeah, go ahead and get married. But otherwise, she's selling the fluff in the dream that you're going to be you're going to be such a dope woman. You're going to have so many options later in life when you become successful that you're going to be able to pick and choose what you want, how you want it, and choose which one of these byproducts that's not your validator, which one of these byproducts is best for your lineage and legacy. She's basically teaching women to behave full stop like men, and find a man just as something on the side, as just your little arm candy, your little trophy after you've accomplished everything yourself. So all I'm saying, so it's not a matter of oh, what's wrong with a woman having a backup plan? Nothing wrong with a backup plan. Nothing wrong with having some skills. That's not what she's teaching. It's not the same thing. Not the same thing in any way, shape, or form. Family court is the backup. This is backup on top of a backup. Just come in with a bag, come in late, too old to even have kids, and then if things go awry, you got the family court as your backup. Al Boogie in the building says the backup plan is the plan. B Diddy, don't fall for the okie doke player. That's just the Jedi mind trick they're running. Shit is comical. Listen, well, you probably typed that out before I broke down what I just broke down. I just explained what a backup plan is. A backup plan is, a woman going to school. Let's just say she meet her man in school. They get together. They got a family. Well, while she was in school, she did get her a degree in something. She got a degree in something. And that something, that's her backup. That's cool. You can develop some skills. But that ain't what she's saying when we follow this all the way to its logical conclusion. Just keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. But this is just showing, it's showing what they've been teaching. Showing what they've been teaching.
So there is that balance. It's not this or that. It's this and that. So a lot of times people want us to go back to our, the women back in the 40s and 50s. I don't want us to go back there in all ways, because we were not treated equally as far as human beings. I don't think men and women are equal from the same. I think we are both equal human beings, but even God created us to where we are different, and our differences is what makes us drawn to one another. But I have no problem with a woman being in business or being a successful woman. It's how she does what she does. That's why I trademarked the feminine CEO. That means I'm a woman doing business, not a businesswoman. A businesswoman puts the business before the woman. So that's what I teach my women, that my tribe, that go ahead and go make your money, but understand these alpha men, these protectors, providers, these men that don't want you to go 50-50, although you're successful and you became self-sufficient for yourself, that type of man don't need you for what you're selling them.
Right. So, okay. Do you see how it just it devolves into fluff? She basically saying, go do that, go get that, go become that feminine CEO, but the type of man that you want, he don't want you for that. He's going to want you for something else. But the amount of time it's going to take for you to become that feminine CEO, that's going to take you damn near to your late 30s, early 40s for you to become all of that. And it's going to further ensure that this man that you don't want you. So just that's why I'm just saying, rock out with your cock out, go for a gangster, and say that you basically teach women the hell with a man, be like a man. You don't need a man. Go be a man. Just rock out with your cock out and just say it. That's all I'm saying here. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining because this is, one of the talking points in this space is where, and it's some truth to it for some people that they want women to change or be reformed so we can get girls and we can get wives and we can get submissive women and this and that, and the whole works. I mean, listen. I've been at ground zero for the longest saying the market is what the market is. No matter how bumpy the terrain is, as a man, you got to figure out how to drive on that bumpy terrain. I've been saying that for the longest. Hands down. So when I talk about the stuff that women think and the stuff that women say, I'm refuting it because the previous argument, which prompted me to even find the manosphere, is that the previous accepted information was that, oh, black man ain't ish. That was it. And that was not my observation when I looked at black male, black female interactions. That wasn't my observation. So that's why I was like, nah, somebody got to get in here and correct the record on this stuff. That's what I was about. I ain't about, I mean, it would be great if more black women were nice, delicate, body mass index, feminine women. That would be wonderful. I would be happy about that. But whether or not I get a girl or not was never contingent upon whether or not the manosphere or Kevin Samuels changed these women so I can get a girl. There's some people, some dude called into my show. That's what he was waiting on. He said, I see what Kevin Samuels is doing, but it just doesn't seem to be working. These, it's a lot of incels out there. They still can't get women. So, I mean, what Kevin Samuels doing, is it really working? Like, yeah. Ramil ain't wrong for calling them out. When I respond to the stuff that women say, I'm about setting the record straight. I'm about clarity. I'm about getting the correct information out there. That's what I'm about. And the information that we're getting right now is that April Mason is on here being asked the right questions by a lawyer is sounding like a double talking feminist to me. That's what's happening here from my perspective as I can see it. Now, a lot of people just came on here hard and heavy with some super chats. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate each and every one of you. Black Wolf Inc. in the building. Was having some technical difficulty setting up the thing that I was trying to set up for us, but don't worry, it's coming. Be patient. But shout out to Black Wolf Inc. in here. He says the cap is over 9,000. I'm going to get that clip ready. Whenever I hit 9,000 subs, I can't wait to drop that clip of Vegeta saying it's over 9,000. Something I didn't know about until you dudes started playing that. I didn't get the reference at first, but I get it now. So shout out to Black Wolf Inc. Leo Anthony in the building. This one should be interesting. I'm going to try to make it bigger at the expense of losing other ones. He says, there's no problem with the woman having her own money, but when they do it for the purpose of not having to listen to a man or appreciate anything a man do for them, then it can be a problem because of their mindset. Bingo. Absolutely. I've said it before. And see, look, listen, I don't like to brag on this because whenever dudes say this, it sounds like they're basically trying to say off the strength of my masculinity or my game that, look, my woman, she makes good money. She legit makes good money. She has an engineering degree. She make good money, but she treat me like she broke. So I get it. A woman can be successful. She can have money. But she can have the right mindset too. All right. So that is a thing. It's more so the mindset that comes with it. And we're going to call out the fact that April Mason been a low-key feminist teaching would have with a little manlet training course all this time. We're going to call that out. Is she teaching wife skills, budgeting, nutrition, cooking, cleaning, communication, not screaming skills, not just boss chick classes. No, I think the boss chick classes is the focus. I think the boss chick classes is more of the focus. They be ready to leave the relationship before they get into it. Well, shout out to Cornelius Bellamy. She says they be ready to leave a relationship before they get into it, but at least they have a plan. Many men get backdoored, never see it coming. That's what this space is about. It's about getting out the information. You know, the hashtag they know. Yes, the women know, but you want to know who don't know? The men who keep getting got. That's the reason we need to keep on talking. C3 in the building says the doors of the Church of the Black Manosphere are slowly opening. Hearing hoes out eventually turn into you tripping Debo. That's a female Craig voice. Right on, right on. Shout out to you. Appreciate that. Larry Legend in the building says, I'm getting dizzy. Too much talking in circles. Absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to everybody supporting the stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. Captain Cisco in the building says April is the best. You can get America SYSBM is best option. April is the best. Oh, I think it means if April is the best you can get in America, SYSBM is the best option. Well, she's an attractive woman. So I mean, it depends on what you want. If you just want to have some fun, you know, and keep in mind she's into having fun because she said she don't want to get married. She want to get that money, get that bag, and have a stripper pole in her bedroom at 46. So she's trying to ride that train as long as she can, and then probably when she get in her 50s, try to cash out, get married late in the game. She's operating exactly like a man, and she's teaching women to operate exactly like men. Snuggles in the building says, tired of seeing that puppy up there. Let them see what the original look like. Play my music teacher. I didn't know what you was talking about at first. Shout out to Snuggles. Where we at?
Hi, I'm Snuggle. Snuggly softness. That's really less expensive.
Black Wolf Inc. and play my music one more time to piss Snuggles off. Man, y'all gotta cut it out, man. I can't just keep playing. Can't just keep playing the Wolf Pack and the Snuggle. Actually, I take that back. That wasn't the Wolf Pack. That was the original NWO music. The Wolf Pack music was different, but the NWO, the original NWO music is a lot more popular. Black Wizard in the building. He says, teaching women to have an exit strategy and how to get in touch with their vulnerabilities, femininity is actually counterintuitive. By doing that, she is admitting that she thinks femininity is weak. She's repackaging old stuff. Yeah. I'm with it. Let's get back into the beautiful bean footage. Any man, let's see. Any man that wants to date or marry a woman like this needs mental health. Modern women, game over. Hey, that's one area where I'm going to agree with Ramil on this one. She will get wiped up by somebody. Now, here's the thing. If she stay out the game for too long, the chances of her getting the dreamboat big money dude goes down. I do say that. And she's man, I think she's running out of house money. She's running out of house money. I'll say that. Because she looked good. She looked damn good for a 46-year-old woman. All that colorism, ageism, all that some BS. This 46-year-old woman looked good, and no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You see her body in shape in the thumbnail. You know, you can't see with those big old glasses, but when you take those glasses off, look in the camera, you can see a very pretty face. You know, so all the no. She's showing you can still have it on going on. You can still get on, but it does get to a point where the door starts to close on her getting that dreamboat guy. So she's out there. I think she's used up all her house money. She's still in the casino, but I don't think she got no more house money at 46. That's where I'm at with it.
Hi, I'm Snuggle.
Shout out to Snuggles. Appreciate you. Appreciate your super chat. All right, let's get back into it. We took a long super chat break. Long super chat break. I like it. Those are the type of breaks I like.
Now that you understand this, what are you going to do to become more of the divine feminine energy woman? They don't want to do that part because to them it feels weak. But you're coming to the table saying, I want this high 6, 7, 8 figure earning man. And when I ask you what you bring to the table, the first thing you name is your degree. I know how to cook, all of the other stuff that they don't care about. Men with money, men with means don't care if you really, they keep.
But that's what you teach them to get. That's what you're teaching women to go chase. You're teaching women to go chase and show up older with less market value to the type of men that they want. She's teaching something counterintuitive. Just say you're teaching them to get the bag. Just say you're teaching them to chase their own money and get their own money and just use femininity as a weapon while you're trying to climb up there and get your money. Just say it.
You can cook, that's fine, but they can hire a chef. Everything that you are saying that you can do, they can hire somebody to replace what you do. So when you move the corporate ladder or go get successful in your business, that does not mean you don't be the woman. And a lot of times, especially our men, they say they want this type of woman, but they don't create an environment for that woman to actually be.
If the goal is a man, then what's even the point of doing all that teaching of them, becoming that successful boss bitch, the feminine CEO? What's even the point of all of that if they get that man and somehow give to that man what he want? That rare man that they ain't going to get. But if they do, if they do get that rare man, then they're going to essentially quit. They're going to essentially have to quit all that they've been building. That goes back to what you said. The man is just a byproduct. He's your arm piece candy. She basically teaching women to be masculine like men and getting grab a little boy toy. It's a lot of shout out to Black Wizard, like you said. It's a lot of counterintuitive stuff going on here.
Biggest productivity hack of 2021. It's this Google Chrome extension called.
Because they're so used to doing. When they say, I want a strong woman like my mom, well, what was your mother's quality of life?
When they say I want a strong woman like my mom, push 1 in the chat if you have never heard somebody say. Keep in mind, you're pushing 1 if you've never heard somebody say that. I'm pushing 1. I've never heard nobody say, I want a strong woman like my mom. I've never heard nobody say that. Push 1 in the chat if you've never heard nobody say that. Where in the hell did she pull that from? I want a strong woman like my mom. Like, dang. Black Wolf in the building says, I was there when she was doing all of this, and man, were the ladies stunned at how the guys reacted. They agreed with her, but were shocked we didn't. Yeah. They was shocked we didn't buy it. Man, like, I wasn't in there. And when I listened to it, I wasn't watching the chat. But come on. Jerome D in the building says, women don't even focus on being a good person first and being a good girlfriend. They go straight to the top. Women don't even focus on being a good person first and being, and then I think you mean, and then being a good girlfriend. They go straight to the top. Yeah, try to be a good girlfriend. Don't even get the whole being a decent human being thing down pat. But all right, we're gonna try to roll it.
Did she work 4 and 5 jobs? There's no way I could be with a man that wanted me to work every day, take care of the kids, and be his sex kitten, his sexy vixen, his confidant, his peaceful place, and all of those things.
Mhm.
So
No, you can be all of that. How we know you can be all of that? Because you a feminine CEO boss bitch now with a stripper pole in your bedroom. So yeah, you can be all of that. You just can be it for random guys you're dating. But you doing all the work. You're a boss bitch feminine CEO. That means you're putting in 16-hour days. She had $25,000 to be one of the 50 people that got into the room at that Rick Ross event. So I mean, if you got $25,000 laying around to do that, to just go and use that as a networking opportunity, she might be a millionaire. She might be a millionaire off this stuff, or at least she's making money well into the hundreds of thousands, which means she's putting in long 12, possibly 16-hour days. So she's already that overworked woman with a stripper pole in her bedroom, which means she's working all day, working hard, and then busting it wide open, doing striptease stuff for whoever. So you are currently doing, and she was a single mom while doing all that. So she was raising kids, being a feminine CEO, making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and busting it wide open for whoever she was busting it wide open for. The only thing that you would be losing while doing all that with a man is your freedom. And that's what they want. They want that freedom. That's what they want. They want that freedom. And that's what you're teaching them.
So that's why I tell women, you got to decide on what kind of man that you want and understand not all of them, but the majority of that kind will have a certain criteria that they look for in a woman. So if you're looking for a high 6, 7, 8-figure earning man, please understand he don't need you for your degree. He don't need you for your good credit. He doesn't need you for those things.
Yeah, let me ask you.
Let me put you pause before TLA read some super chats real quick before TLA asks the next question. She honestly was doing okay in the conversation to a man is not a validation. Yeah, then what is the validation? I think she's explained what that was. She could have retracted most of it. That made her motive clear. Yeah, the man is not a validation. He's a byproduct. What are you teaching women? You're teaching them to go be industrious like men and then have a man as a byproduct. So what's validating you? That job and all that other stuff, to getting the promotions and all of that. That's what's validating. He asked her about that, and then she ultimately copped a plea and like kind of danced around it. Bing in Hurricane Edward. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about there, but shout out to you. Snuggles back in the building. All right, she says, and shout out to Snuggles. Appreciate all the super chats. She says, I was there when Black Wolf was super chatting, calling her out, but TLA did not want to call her out because of his respect for the young lady. Oh yeah, I mean, no doubt. Only thing TLA was supposed to do is exactly what he did. Okay, you bring on another prominent person, you want to give a respectful interview, you want to have a legit platform where people know that they can come in and have their say. That's good for the growth and success of your channel. So you want to be respectful. However, it's important to ask the tough questions. And so he would sit back and listen. And when she said something that was kind of BS, he really didn't say nothing. But when she said something that just flew in the, like when that whole thing about being a byproduct, he asked her about that one like 3 or 4 times. He didn't let that one go. Whenever there was like blatant contradictions, TLA did ask the right question at the right time. But you don't want to be rude. You don't want to be a jackass about it and just be badgering somebody and beating somebody over there. You don't want to browbeat a prominent guest. Like Kevin Samuels will browbeat, random, Jane Doe that calls into his show. He'll browbeat them. But if you bring on it, like if he brought on April Mason, Kevin Samuels and April Mason will have a respectful conversation. If him and Crystal and Karazin got on there, they would have a respectful conversation. Him and Brittany Renner had a respectful conversation. That's how you do when you bring on somebody else who has a significant platform. You have a respectful conversation, but you ask the tough questions, and that's what Lead Attorney did. So I got no criticism for Lead Attorney on this. No criticism for Lead Attorney on this at all. He asked the right questions, but at the same time, you do got to let her talk. We can get surgical over here and put a fine tooth comb through every little word. But you know, he asked the right questions. He did ask the right questions.
I totally agree with what you're saying. These men who are making, 6, 7, 8 figures. But it seems to me that if the average black man, let's say in the United States, is making, let's say, $45,000 a year, then the black men who are making 6, 7, and 8 figures, those are very few in number. How is it that all this mass of black women can get these very few black men at the top?
Oh, shut up, Sister George. It ain't the same. It ain't the same at all. He bringing on somebody with a prominent platform who didn't blow. Come on, if you're trying to compare that to the Goldie Jones, look, listen. We've seen you get hostile. We've seen who you get hostile with and when you get hostile and why you get hostile. But you want to put on your friendly interviewer hat when the chick that charged Kevin Samuels up with advocating for violence against women. Come on. That's when you're going to be. That's when you want to put on the respectful interview hat. We've seen you get hostile. We've seen you start sounding like full blown Mia X, or DMX for that matter. We've seen you barking and growling, beating your chest and grabbing your nuts. We've seen that. But I'm going to be a good interviewer when I bring in somebody who's a clear enemy to the manosphere. I'm going to be a good interviewer. April Mason didn't show up as an enemy. I'm reading between the lines and showing that she's just been a covert feminist teaching women how to be little manlets all this time. Lead attorney didn't need to go in. He just needed to ask the right questions. Not a bunch of softball questions. Not a bunch of what's your favorite color questions. Not a bunch of avoiding the tough questions. Until now, we thought she was a femininity coach. He brought her in as a femininity coach that was arguing on behalf of men. He asked her the right question so good that he ended up exposing that she hasn't been on the side of men. That's not what you do. So don't pretend like that's what you do. Because we know what you do. Well, actually, I take that back. I don't know what you do because I don't watch your stuff no more. Even though I haven't roasted you in a while, so I was thinking about bringing you back on this show just so I can roast you. I got like 2 months worth of good jokes. 2 months worth of good jokes that I'm ready to just roll out on you. So I've been plotting on bringing you back. Haven't roasted you in a minute. Ryan Seifert in the building says TLA did a fantastic job interviewing April Mason. Very professional, but his face said it all. I don't think he was convinced in what April Mason was saying. Well, you could tell with the questions that he was asking. That he wasn't buying. He was buying some of it. I think some of it he was buying, or he was just being agreeable. But some of it he was okay with. But the stuff that just really didn't line up, he made it clear. He asked the right questions at the right time. The Grown Man Hour versus the Breakdown, a Delusional Perspective part. I don't know my Roman numerals. I don't know what that is. If people laugh at me when I say I don't know my Roman numerals, they literally did not. Either I must have had chicken pox that week in school. They literally did not teach Roman numerals when I went to school. They didn't. I never remembered them ever teach. That's 15. See, I didn't know that. I did not know that. I must have been sick for that whole week that they taught Roman numerals. Once it get past 5, 6, or 7 or whatever, I don't know Roman numerals. I don't. Yeah, once it get past 5. Yeah. All right. Here we go with the fake, the foolishness and fakery. So being able to take care of yourself as an adult is manly in the 21st century. Nobody said that. I don't need to go back and restate exactly what she said, because actually she's about to restate some more of it coming up here.
They can't. And the reason why, and this is the reason why I use those 6, 7, 8 figure men, because they don't come to me for the 40.
How is it that all this mass of black women can get these very few black men at the top?
They can't. And the reason why, and this is the reason why I use those 6, 7, 8 figure men, because they don't come to me for the $40,000, $50,000 a year men. And there's some great guys, because I always tell them, they're like, I want a high value man. I said, what's your definition of a high value man? Immediately they start with the money and the success, right? I'm like, there's a difference between a high value man and a high earning man. You're listing a high earning man. A high value man can make $40,000, $50,000 a year and having character, integrity. He can have spirituality. He can be a good protector and provider. And when your feminine energy being behind connects with him, your job is to amplify and multiply. And at the same time, he will go out and dominate in the world. And now next thing you know, he making $200,000 a year. But nobody.
That's more of the fluff. Even though, let me separate something. If you are a man and you make $40,000 a year, yes, you should be striving to make more. You should have a plan within the next 5 years or so. If you're making 40, you should have at least bare minimum a 5-year plan to hopefully be at 80 in 5 years. Try to double that in 5 years. I don't know if that I think those are decent metrics. Those are attainable metrics, because we only talking of, roughly, a little under $10,000 a year increase. A little under $10,000 a year in, if you should try to increase it by about $8,000 a year. You should try. You may not get it. Now, a lot can change in this crazy world. I mean, like I said, like a lot of y'all know my story. I'm completely 100% self-employed. Completely 100% self-employed. Went from working for somebody else to being able to tell them no. Yeah. I'm all about men, particularly black men, being industrious, getting into business. LOL Bernard, you went to Saginaw High. No, I didn't. Saginaw High was, about 10 minutes from the school I did go to, but I didn't go to Saginaw High. So I'm saying all this to say men shouldn't be happy just sitting around at 40,000. That's the average for black men. You shouldn't be okay with being average. Now that I've said that, she's selling women on some pie in the sky stuff to basically say that I'm going to teach you how to be feminine till you go. You're going to get some $40,000 a year man, and off the strength and power of of the magical beings that I give you, this man is going to all of a sudden morph into a $200,000 a year man. Well, okay, great. And I'm not even tripping on women being hopeful. Ding 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 ding. Yes, I went to BV. I'm not even tripping on women being hopeful like that they get with a man that he will make more. They should be expecting him to make more. But it is a goofy thing to where, I'm gonna teach you how to get a $40,000 a year man and turn them into a $200,000 a year man. It's like women they think that their vagina can do that. And not only that, and this is sort of separate. I'm setting information to a side right here. Women naturally think, and I found this out. I've talked to a lot of women about this. I found out that they actually think that no matter what they contributed to it, if they met you and you were making 50,000, and then after 3 years of you being with them, even if all you did something that you were doing before you got with, if you were in the process of finishing up your engineering degree or whatever, or if you're in the process of going to trade school when you met that woman, and then now you finish trade school and now you go from making 40 or 50 to now you making 80 or 90. In her mind, you're making that $80,000 or to $90,000 a year because of her. Strictly because of her. Like, I've literally heard, like, I've got you to this point. Like, they listen to them talk. They say stuff like that. Well, I've taken you this far, and you've been the one, working a double while taking classes and the whole works and everything. But they, in their mind, if they was giving you pussy when you accomplish your goal, then they get the credit. That's literally how a lot of them think. Now, support matters. Support matters. Let's not get it twisted. Support matters. But damn. But damn. Like, they go way too far with that. And so, I'm setting her aside on that one because, look, I don't have nothing wrong with I don't see nothing wrong with a woman getting with a regular guy and being hopeful. And she should be. She should be hopeful that this man is going to work hard and be more next year than what he was this year, be more 5 years later than what he was this year. There's nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But that's where that whole she deserves half thing comes from. That it's rooted in that thought process that whatever you accomplish while you were having sex with me, it was because of me. That's why I always think the woman deserves half no matter what. The woman always deserves half in their eyes because of that. Yeah, that's how family court sees it. Yeah, real talk. Said this before, a chick I know believes, oh, yep, Lala made Carmelo Anthony in the man he is today. She was dead serious. Oh, no doubt. No ifs, ands, or buts. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. None. Zero. That's how they think. That's literally how they think. Shout out to Sun is Hot Raw in the building, says money, network, influence, reputation, and usefulness is what makes a high value man. So she got it wrong from the jump. Right on, right on. Right on is what he does out there in the world. Support matters. Support is wonderful. Let's not get that twisted. But no. They oversell. They oversell it. All right, let's get this moving. I do want to make that end of this.
Everybody wants to start right there, but these are normally the women that. No, I will say this: there is a caliber of woman that's supposed to start at the 6-7, high 6-7, 8 figure.
Bingo. She right there. She right. Let me take the time to acknowledge the parts where she is right, even though she's right about that. She's right about that. Even though, yeah, if you're selling some pie in the sky stuff, if you're saying that this small percentage of women is going to, is competing for this large percentage of women is competing for this small percentage of men, they won't get them, but you're going to sell them the idea, the notion that they're going to turn some regular dude into a damn near rich dude. Yeah, that's some pie in the sky, but all right.
Understands her position, right?
Yeah.
That's not the majority.
Right. And so one of the first things that you mentioned in your post was the unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
Now, I think women can do a lot of things that can improve their value, right, to men. And you mentioned one when you first got on, we were talking about the weight issue. Why, for a man, you can't even, as a man, I can't even start a conversation about a woman's weight, right? But you would think that you as a woman could be able to broach that. But it seems to me that even if you tried to get Black women to lose weight, let's say a Black woman is 250 pounds, you try to get her to lose weight, it seems like you're going to get some pushback on Facebook and IG and things of that nature. Where is that coming from?
Well, here's the thing. Like, what I do is cause them to look in the mirror. So they come to me for this higher 1 to 10% of Black men is what they come to me for. Mm-hmm. Now, I hang out with those men. A lot of those men are single, right? And I get to hear, because what people didn't know, behind the scenes for the last 10 years, I've been the relationship dating coach to a lot of your favorite male celebrities. So I'm around them all the time. I just didn't push that because that was not my focus. It kind of happened by accident. And so now they're coming even harder. So I'm able to speak from that level of man, right? The reason why I always use the 6, 7, 8 figure man and I don't really touch on the average guy is because I want women to see what they're asking for. Meaning, These guys that y'all looking for, they don't want red hair.
Talk about
They
it.
don't want blondes. And you know your chocolate is me. That's not what they want. They don't want long fingernails. They don't want a lot of different colors. Pink, neutral colors is fine. They don't want all of the extra eyelashes and all of that stuff. Now, right? So when I make them have to look in the mirror at what they're asking for versus what those men, I said, you got to understand, those men have a list too. I'm around them all the time. Like, I was in Miami a couple of weeks ago.
Real quick. Shout out to Leon008 says, okay, I understand now. So this is the same logic women use when supporting rappers, then get mad when he gets a different race of woman. I don't know what you mean by supporting rappers. Okay, if you're talking about a woman that was with a dude when he was rapping for Funky Finger Productions in the basement, and then he got big and blew up and then left her. Okay, I understand that she's mad because she started from the bottom and now she ain't there. Started from the bottom, now she ain't here. But so I understand her getting mad, but it is what it is. Is what it is on that. But no, they okay, let's just say this dude, he was rapping and he was a really good rapper. He made beats, he built a studio. Now, if she gave him money to build the studio, now I do think she owe her something. That's business. I do think he owe her something. He don't got to be with her forever, but he do owe her something. But if he built that studio on his own and was a dope, I hate that word dope because everybody using that, was a dope rapper on his own, did his own, and made it. And the only thing she was, she was his girlfriend. Support matters. She was giving him some badge while he was making it. I don't think she can say she's the reason why, but I am, that's just how I roll. I'm not saying you have to be honorable like that, but yeah, if I was broke and trying to make it, the chick that was with me when I was broke, yeah, she gets some definitely some preferential treatment going forward. I'll say that. Black Wolf Inc. says you can tell he was hypnotized by the milk jugs on her chest. You couldn't even see him. She did. Oh, yeah, yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you really look, okay, you can see him, but not really though. Not really. You can't see him. You could see him, but you can't see him. D Wee says she's not even married. No, and that's on purpose. She says she doesn't want to be married. She says she has basically endless options, and she's gonna pick whichever one. She gonna explain this. That's why I'm still letting her. That's why I'm letting her roll to get to the end, because she's basically saying that when you become the type of woman that I am and the type of woman I teach women to be, you just gonna have an endless supply of men, and you just gonna take your pick at the end of the game when you're ready to find one that's best for your lineage and legacy. Like, that's why I said she's basically teaching a manlet course. She's teaching them how to be little men, basically. But what she's teaching them and what they got to do to be that feminine CEO that she's talking about, it normally takes them to you somewhere over 40 to do that. But she said, that don't matter. You can be a boss bitch CEO over 40 and then still have your pick of the litter of the top percent of men. Yeah. And just pick one off the tree, off the high earning successful man tree when your value is lowest and your eggs are driest. All right.
And they asked me to go to the strip club. I go to the strip club with some of the fellas because that's their environment. That's where they want to talk. So I'm sitting there, they're giving out dollars while they're telling me, but hey, Miss April, she broke my heart, right? So I'm able to hear the hurt, right? What ends up happening is when I'm sitting there having these conversations with them, these men have a criteria as far as what they're looking for. But I always tell them, but until your palate change, you can't attract that kind of woman anyway.
Right.
So fellas, it's a dual thing.
So do you think though, let's talk about, let's get specific though, and let's talk about the weight, because that seems to be a very big issue.
That's what I was getting to.
Oh, sorry about that.
I was getting to. So I'm out and people seeing this, right? And these women are asking me, oh, can you hook me up with this or that one? I have to be honest, you're not small enough.
Wow.
Oh, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm very, very blunt with it, because the men that they're asking me for to find and where do they hang out at, I have to tell them this is not what they want. I said, you got to understand, a man of that caliber, that means he's driven. That means he's a hunter. That means legacy is important to him. That also means he wants a woman that he can take around his colleagues and family. And it also means that you don't understand that a man gets major props for the type of woman that he has on his arm. Beyonce said, and upgrade you, take me just to compliment the deal, meaning her presence complements the deal, because people are looking at the business meeting. If he got her, he must got something going on. I need to sit down and talk to this man, even if it might not even necessarily be true, but it's the perception.
Yeah.
So when I have to talk to them about that, I'm like, in your mind, you're looking at your accomplishments saying, I deserve this. But that man.
Hey, I see y'all responding to the strip club statement. I ain't even touch on that one. I just took it at face value that, okay, she has male clients who she goes out to the strip club. I mean, they like to hang out at the strip club. She go out there with them and does whatever, female dating coach for men services that she offers them, or female matchmaking services that she offers. She offers it, and she goes to the strip club with them because that's where they like to hang out and congregate. I just took that at face value. I see y'all talking about it in the chat. I got nothing on that one. I don't. I got nothing to say on that one. I just took it in stride. Let's go. She about to say some things. I mean, she kind of touching on some things I agree with, so that's why I'm just letting it play. I don't necessarily agree with everything, but I'm like not going to nitpick through this part because I want to get to get towards the end.
Will take a waitress that's a smaller woman that keep herself together. Not saying everybody got to be a size 6 or 8 like me, or a size 2. You can even be a size 12, 14 and keep it together. Yeah. It's all about how you are put together, right? Mm-hmm. But he'll take her making $10,000 a year because she knows what it means to be a woman.
Okay. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to nitpick through this part, but yeah, I see the contradiction. How in one moment she's teaching them how to be boss bitches to get the man to be the feminine CEO and blah, blah, blah. Well, no, she's saying the man is a byproduct. Don't worry about him, but just become that feminine CEO. Then you're going to have endless options when you're older and your value is at its lowest and your eggs are at its driest. But then in another breath, she's saying some 25-year-old waitress can get the man because she understands, I think she said understands what it is to be just an actual feminine, delicate woman or something like that. It's like she's if you've been listening from the beginning, you know that she's talking out of both sides of her mouth. She doesn't have a clear linear plan. It sounds a lot like Derrick Jackson, how Derrick Jackson in 1 minute will clown a guy for being broke and say no woman want a broke man, and then a month later he make a video talking about how that broke dude care about you. The dude with the money is a guy who often thinks because he got his money, he could do whatever he want and cheat on you and treat you bad. But that dude who broke, well, he gonna get in there, help wash them dishes and get foot massages, and y'all can build something together. It's not a consistent, steady argument, steady point. It's just not a consistent, steady flow of logic. It's just all over the place. It's just a bunch of fluff all over the place. But I'm saying I wouldn't go nitpick, but let's go.
Exactly. So what's the pushback then to losing the weight? Is it laziness?
He keep asking her that and she keep not answering. He keep asking her. He asks her the same question a lot of times and she really don't answer. She's give a lot of fluff and rhetoric.
Or is it the fact they feel like they can just do it at size 25? Is it interesting?
There it is.
Is it, where
in JB, I sent you a text message that I need you to answer. Answer the text message. All right. Had to check you real quick live on the air. Answer the text message, man. It's important. It's important.
Where is that delusion coming from? What's the basis of it? Is it, a lot of women will say, oh, well, my best friend weighs 250 pounds and she's got a good man. Is that the source of what's the source of the delusion?
The source of we're not dealing with our emotions. See, a lot of women are overweight and even men because we're not dealing with the source. The source is emotion. emotional eating, not healing yourself. Food has become your healer, right? When you're sad because it's the holiday time and you're alone again, right? What you do, you pick up the food and you eat. So we have to deal with the core issues. It's not, nobody wants to walk around just being overweight and knowing that it's causing them not to get the results that they want. So we have to really look at the deeper issue. So sis, what is the deeper issue? Let's talk about your childhood. I've had clients, Lee, that gain weight as a child and still carrying the weight in their 50s because they gained weight as a child because they were being molested by their fathers. So they felt like if I become overweight and, disgusting looking, this is what they would say, then he would leave me alone. Not realizing you in your 40s and 50s now, and you're still carrying the weight, not just the physical weight, but the mental and emotional weight.
All right. I am sensitive to the fact that, yes, there are some women that get molested and touched, some girls that get molested and touched on when they're young girls. That happens. We've broken that down. The stats are skewed, and I'm not going to even explain why, but it is skewed because the stat of, from what is it, from 0 to 17 have you been sexually assaulted, but that sexual assault can be defined as almost anything. Somebody walk up and grab your breast or slap your ass, that's literally a sexual assault that happens all the time at 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's where most of it happens from that age. That's where most of it happens. I forgot how many times more is likely to happen from the ages of 16 and 17. It increases the chance of sexual assault. A lot of the sexual assaults that happen to young girls is normally another boy in the family who's older. She might be 8, he might be 11. It's horrible, it's wrong. He's 13, she's 9, stuff like that. She said they get touched by their fathers. We know through the data that it's not the fathers that's doing it. If it's a grown man doing it, it's either it could be an uncle, but a lot of times it's a boyfriend or even possibly a stepdaddy. Men are not doing that to their own actual biological daughter. We actually know for a fact that does not happen to the actual biological daughter. Just wanted to clear up some facts with that. But before we even go even further, she went there. He asking her about women being overweight. And yes, we can go ahead and be sensitive to the fact that yes, some girls get molested and it has some long-term psychological effects on them. We're not going to look at women being overweight and blame it and just say that that's why they're so overweight. No. You're eating too much. You're in control of it. You're an adult. You can back away from the plate. I need to lose some weight. I need to back away from the plate. There's no trauma that I can point to. I grew up without a father. My dad got shot when I was 5 years old. That's not the reason why. Not the reason why I'm overweight. I'm overweight because I like hamburgers. And JB knows that because when JB was down here in studio, he saw me eat a big ass triple burger with everything on it. But anyway, shout out to JB. But yeah, I'm overweight because I like hamburgers. That's why I'm overweight. We're not about to do that. All right, where we at? Where we going? WL Fonzo with the $5 super sticker. Appreciate that. The Naked Truth by Annette's Worldview says, I battled weight. Oh, did you win? I'm just playing. That's bad joke. Okay. I battled weight all my life and I was never abused. Some people just love food. Thank you. High five. We on the same page with that. High five. I love food too. She took every opportunity to gaslight me. Absolutely. Sorry for that joke, Naked Truth. Naked Truth, she's been on my show multiple times. One time I kind of, debated her on an issue, and it was she's sweet. Annette is actually sweet. She's nice. She's nice. That was a horrible joke. Shout out to the Naked Truth by Annette. All right, where we at? All right, yeah. So just want to get some things straightened out there.
From what you did back in the day, I understand it, but we got to let it go. And also, having unrealistic expectations. a lot of women think that because they can bring to the table what a man can bring, that makes them quality. And it doesn't. It doesn't
Right.
qualify you for that kind of man because you're not studying him. I always studied the man that I was with, because at the end of the day, if I'm saying I'm going to be a woman that makes the house a home and I'm still run my businesses, but my main job is being his wife, I need to study like I'm in a college course, this man.
Yes.
Because when I
Yes.
study him, I can give him what he needs, and in return, it keeps my life light. It
It's-
keeps me still going to the spa. Because I go pick flowers, Lee, and I go to the strawberry farm and pick strawberries, but I can still run my businesses. But it keeps me light. It keeps me fun. It keeps me youthful. It keeps me living a very sensual and sexual life because I don't have that weight.
Right, right. And when it seems to me, when you say, you study him, what that
Yeah.
sounds to me.
Thank you, Indigenous TV. You are absolutely correct in that statement. You are absolutely correct in that statement that I need to I gotta watch what I eat. I turn 40 next year. I gotta start watching it. Gotta start watching it. It's getting serious out here. It's getting serious out here. Shout out to and thank y'all for deleting that comment by Fawcett Media. I think that brother came on the show the other day. I don't know why the hell he said I'm like Cynthia G nowadays. I don't know what the hell that was about. And the Mac the Trucker, thank you for the cash app. Appreciate that. Don't know what that was about, but yeah, that needed to get deleted and up out of here. I'm sorry. Apologize. I'm looking at the cash. Oh, I think no. Hold on. We're gonna see. Okay, no new cash app came through. Just the Mac the Trucker. Thank you for the cash app. Son is hot in the building. He said the source is caloric surplus. The solution is caloric deficit. Yes. Eat less, move more. John H. in the building. He says if they can blame a man, they'll blame racism for being overweight. Well, no, they have blamed racism for being overweight. They have blamed racism for being overweight. They have definitely done that. All right. I've been letting it rock. I should have just skipped, but oh well.
He is like you're putting forth effort, right?
Yes.
And when a woman doesn't go to the gym, there's not a lot of effort. When a woman doesn't even want to make you a plate, it seems like some type of conservation of energy where they just don't want to put forth any effort. Were you seeing that in some of your clients?
Yes.
That they didn't want to put forth a lot of effort to get the man that they said that they wanted, that they said was the priority.
Right. That's what they do. And what's interesting is the list. It's almost like an entitlement, Lee. Mm-hmm. Is what it is. And it's like, okay, since I understand, we have been raised as women that we are the prize and all this wonderful stuff. And I get it. And I believe it. However, there's a certain thing called reciprocation. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's something called taking care of your man too. A lot of women don't even know how to court a man while she's dating him.
Right.
They don't know how to do that.
Yeah, this is getting to the boring part. So I want to try. I know when I start skipping, well, I'm gonna start skipping, but I'll skip the way I just learned how to skip. So I'll skip in sections. So see, I'll kind of catch it if I pass where I wanted to pass.
And that we need to play some Monopoly. We need to, some stock 'em boppers, the little fun day. We need somebody else sing. We were on the phone and he was telling me, we were talking about something. He said, April, one day we need to we need to play some Monopoly. We need to, some stock 'em boppers, the little fun game. We need to play that and whatnot. Well, out of the clear blue, I mailed him the sock 'em bopper game. It cost me $19.99 on Amazon. Mm-hmm. Women would say, oh, I can't believe you bought him that. I just tapped into his little boy.
What?
I just let him know that I heard him.
Okay. Stop the show. Now, y'all remember earlier when it was the whole thing, you know, men were the byproduct, which you basically teach a class, which you teach women to be industrious and go out in the world and be. That's what she trademarked feminine CEO. She said she used dating. Just give a recap. I know some new people in here. She said she give the she used getting a man as the bait to dangle them in, but when they get in, she teach them how to get their money up, get their job, get the promotion, and just basically kind of use femininity as a way to just circumnavigate through that man world and get your own bag and become successful, and don't worry about a man because he's essentially a byproduct off to the side, you know, and you know, women used to get beat up in those marriages. So women need to, you know, have their own money and be able to move and be able to leave. And, you know, basically she basically just teaching like little feminist training manlet courses to the women disguised on the outside as she's teaching femininity. That's how I interpreted everything that she said. Now, fast forward to where we at now, where she's talking about a man that she was dating right there. I skipped some of it, but she was talking about a man that she was dating who mentioned the little stop 'em bopper game, some little board game. She said she bought it for him because he just casually mentioned it, and she bought it for him, sent it over to Amazon, and she described that as this man who's like a byproduct to her success, not the other way around, where the man is supposed to build himself up and have his little success or whatever, and the woman is just like his little byproduct arm candy. She's flipping that around, and when she's doing something nice and sweet for a guy, she said that was tapping into his little boy, tapping into the boy in him. What? It's like, can you call it something else? Like my woman legit does little nice things for me. She does. And she's genuinely a good chick. Like she's a good woman. She's it's things that I've said casually that she filed away in her memory and remembered, and she's still doing it to this day. And I don't even know why she's doing it. Whatever I said, it may have been important at the time, but I don't forgot that it was important, and she's still doing it. There's plenty of times she sent me some stuff or bought me some stuff that I just may have casually mentioned. You know, I may have mentioned how much I like Tootsie Rolls. They nasty, but I don't know why I like Tootsie Rolls. Every now and then, you know, stuff like that. Just show up with some Tootsie Rolls or something like that. You know, she always doing little stuff like that. If I ever heard her describe that's tapping into the inner little boy in me, that what did she call that? She said she touched his boy. What did she say?
I mailed him the Sock 'em Bopper game. It cost me $19.99 on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Women would say, "Oh, I can't believe you bought him nothing." I just tapped into his little boy.
Okay, when my woman do nice little stuff for me like that, if I ever hear her say she tapped into my little boy, I'm like, don't ever buy me shit again in your life. Don't do a damn thing for me. You can't just be describing it like that. That's what you thought you was like. Come on, just listen. As a guy, you know, we've had a girl that was, you know, a little conservative and, you know, a little more reserved, and we might say something like, you know, we tapped into her little inner slut. We tapped into her inner slut. We might say some stuff like that, but we may say some stuff like that because we plan on, you know, having her do some slutty stuff in the bedroom. But a grown ass woman is talking about a grown ass man says she's tapped into his little boy. Like, how do you view this? Like, maybe it's something I don't understand. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's something I don't understand. But a woman talking about she tapped into his inner boy, this man that she's in a relationship with, but something ain't right there. If I'm tripping, let me know. Something ain't right there.
I just let him know that
Jada Pinkett would approve. Jada Pinkett will approve. Shout out to Edward Anderson. Indigenous TV says she's smashing her youngest son's friend. Her kids are 27, 25, and 23. So her youngest son is 23. She's probably smashing a friend. I mean, who knows? Okay, I'm not gonna go there. I said I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that.
I heard him. I just let him know that I cared enough to stop my day to put an order on Amazon for something as simple as sock 'em bopper game from his youth. It was that simple.
Yes.
Hey, my bad, brother. My bad. I thought you were saying I was trying to be like Cynthia G. I saw that completely wrong. Actually, I didn't even time you out. Somebody else timed you out, which means they saw it that way. At least I think that's how it happened. I think somebody else yoinked you. Or was it me? I can't even remember. I think somebody else yoinked you up out of here. But either way it go, my bad. My bad. Because, yeah, I knew you was on my show recently. You was cool, brother. But you saying Annette trying to be like Cynthia G. Annette is actually cool. Dr. Thunder with the correct analysis says you again with the downplaying manhood. Yeah. With you. All right, let me get up out of the chat. But no, my bad, Fawcett Media. My bad. You cool people. It was a miss. I thought you was going left on me for a second.
Let me ask you this, because a lot of men, it seems like if we mention anything about anything, it's either we're shaming women or we're not being sensitive. We're not understanding where women are coming from. But if you are talking to a man and he's not getting a lot of cooperation, would you suggest that the man communicate to the woman and saying, hey, I want this or that? Or do you think it's kind of, there's not much that a man can do when women have this type of mentality that they're really not going to put forth a lot of effort in their relationships? I guess what I'm asking is, can a man say anything to get women to put forth more effort? Can he communicate something to these women so that they will put forth more effort on a consistent basis? Not a one-time thing on this Tuesday, but week after week, month after month. Is there something a man can say to get the woman to click, to say, hey?
That's funny. One of my friends asked me that about a girl he was dating a couple of years. He said, hey, what do I get to get her to change? How do I get her to change? What do you do to get a woman to change? I said, oh, that's easy. He said, well, what do I say? I said, you don't. You get a different woman.
The truest thing she said the whole show. Some would lead you to believe that the woman will change, or if you start from the beginning, presenting yourself as a masculine man, she'll automatically fall in line and be something that she's demonstrated that she's not, something that, according to some of the teachings of April Mason, we just found out that she's probably okay. I ain't about to dig back into that. But no. I'll keep it short and brief on that one. Yeah, that's the right answer. If a chick ain't acting, if you should never be in a situation where you're trying to plead with a chick to act a certain way, to be a certain way. If she's not that way, move on. End of case closed. I'm not even gonna be long-winded on that one.
That's most collaborative. You don't, because a relationship has to do with two people giving the best of themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't change them. You go get somebody else. And that means, fellas, that you got to start picking better women. That plays a part too. Get off of the beauty and the booty all the time, because you got to understand, you can get caught up in that. And I
like how you said picking better women, and that's true. You do got to pick better women. You do got to make sure that the women around you, you got to do the best you can. It's not a perfect science. There's an art to it. But you got to do the best you can to make sure that you got the right kind of women in your space. That is true. One thing that I will always keep throwing out there to the people that says that if a man is masculine and on point, then a woman will fall in line and be feminine and follow him. I said, okay, but what about the situation when a man is masculine and on point and building and doing what he's supposed to do, and the woman is still wayward and out of pocket and doing a bunch of ignorant stuff that we see all the time? Oh, it's because he need to pick better. I'm going to always go back to the point that you can't have both of those arguments. You can't say in one breath, if a man is masculine and dominant, a woman will be feminine and submissive, and she will follow. But then also acknowledge in the situations where a man is doing all of that and she's not following, then she needs to pick better. Your second argument refutes your second argument. Your second point makes your original point null and void and completely pointless. It's like that's the gaslighting 101 that they do. And I love calling out the gaslighting. I love picking that apart because, like I said in the beginning, they used to lie. They used to just say a bunch of BS. The BS got refuted. Then they started gaslighting. Then we started refuting and rebutting and picking apart the gaslighting. And now around about 2019, 2020, they started just telling the truth. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving where we at here.
A lot of my male clients they like the aesthetics of these women, but they wanted her to have this other type of more traditional type of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what they had. I may have to leave y'all.
No problem.
Hello?
I'm about to turn on the Peachtree Street right now. So
Okay.
I'm there in like 1 minute.
All right, darling, I'm on my way down.
Alrighty, I'll see you in a moment.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah, I had a nail on in the car today, and y'all, if you're gonna get a Tesla, you gotta have some money because them Tesla tires is expensive.
Shout out to the Tesla. Listen, April, thank you so much for coming on and speaking
Oh, and
to
but I
us.
want to answer this
Oh,
question.
yes, please do. Please
One
do.
question.
Please do.
Everybody keeps saying, but April, she's not married. She's not married because I didn't want to be married.
Uh-oh.
See, there's a difference between somebody itching to get married and a woman that's developing herself for herself first. Then she goes out and get married. So y'all think that because I'm not married, that what I teach don't work or that something must be wrong. No, I'm just.
It does work. It does work because what she's teaching, and we found this out today, that what she's teaching is don't worry about getting married. The man is just a byproduct. Chase your bag, get your money, become successful. You're about to hear it right here. So it does work because the goal is not to get married. She's never been teaching that, but she's about to explain it right here.
Just a woman that understands I have the think that because I'm not married, that what I teach don't work or that something must be wrong. No, I'm just a woman that understands I have the pick of the litter. See, because I know what most women don't know at 46, right?
Yes.
And number two, I decide when I want to get married. And I think when people stop putting a time clock on it, and when women learn to say, let me become a dope woman for myself, so that puts me in a position to where I have learned enough and understand about who I am and know how to be a woman. It puts me above all other women because they're not going to be doing that. So a woman being married is not a measure of her value. What makes her valuable is the wisdom, is her femininity, is her understanding what it means to be a woman and stop trying to do a woman. And do things for a man. There's nothing that I can do for a man to make him stay. It's what I'm being to him. Most women don't know the difference between a wise woman and an unwise woman. So I don't have to go out and get married to prove that and I'll tell you this, I became an empty nester 3 years ago, and Leah almost had a nervous breakdown because I knew how to be the mom. I knew how to be the businesswoman, the coach, the entrepreneur, all of those things. But I didn't know who April was because April's identity was wrapped around being the mother. And so I had to take some time to figure out what I wanted, because what I wanted now wasn't what I wanted when the kids were younger. I was looking for more of a father figure. Well, I don't need that. My kids are 27, 25, and 23.
Right.
I don't need that anymore. So when people equate what you're not married, what you're saying is I'm only valuable if I have a man by my side. This is what I try to teach women. The man is the added bonus to your life. Create a dope life and you have the pick of the litter. And once you got the pick.
Do y'all see what I'm saying? When I said from the beginning, she is teaching women to be little manlets that create a dope life. When he drilled her on what that means basically go out there, be what she trademarked, the feminine CEO, the boss. I'm at boss bitch. She didn't say that, but the feminine CEO, the boss bitch, the industrious woman who goes out there and creates her life and becomes successful and becomes all of that. And that elevates you when you just got that mindset that puts you in the place to where even at 46, you got the pick of the litter. And now the man can be, just that little added bonus off to the side. That's exactly how men think and how men operate. So long story short, she's teaching women to just essentially be like men. That's what she's been doing all this time when she's been a femininity coach that some people have big upped. Some people have big upped her. But all that time, she's just been teaching a little feminist manlet course to where, when you become that super duper mega feminine CEO boss bitch woman, if you happen to be one of the lucky ones that can find a rich guy, go ahead and marry him. But other than that, you just that woman, you just that chick, you just making your money, you living that dope life. And we about to find out that dope life includes a stripper pole in your bedroom at 46 because you just making money as a boss bitch. That's it's hard to get around the fact that that's essentially what she's been teaching.
Pick of the litter, you can take your time, vet, try to teach women. The man is the added bonus to your life. Create a dope life and you have the pick of the litter. And once you got the pick of the litter, you can take your time vetting them. Because what happens is when women get into a position to where, oh, I'm a dope woman now, and they get access to the 1 to 10% of a black man, guess what they do? The first one that come along, they want to snatch him because they're not used to having that. Well, you haven't vetted him. You don't know if he qualifies yet. Right. You haven't looked at his life to see if it complements your life. So when you do get to a place where I am,
his life complements your life, not her life complementing the man's life. Like when I say I called it in the beginning, this was a bunch of feminist rhetoric, feminist training. That's what's going on. And it's cool, that's just what it is. But she even was balls out and said she used the man, dating the man, as the carrot that she, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. She uses that as the carrot that she dangles. She uses that as the carrot that she dangles. When they get in, she teaches them all this stuff. She teaches them the role reversal stuff. But then she also criticized, if I'm not mistaken, she did earlier in the stream, criticize the guys that want to pay 50-50, but it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, because those aren't the guys that's going to want you to pay 50-50. But I mean, that's what you bare minimum advocating for a 50-50 relationship with these feminine CEOs, which she trademarked. If the feminine CEO boss bitches are going to end up with the dreamboat money-making guy that they want, quite naturally, they're going to be in a situation where there's going to be two working hustlers in the same house. Like, I mean, all right. We're gonna roll this some more. Then I'm gonna get some super chats and I'm gonna open it up so I can give y'all thoughts on it.
You can take your time and say, you know what? I have 4 or 5 to choose from, and all of them are wonderful men. It's only about now. It's up to me to decide which one is the best for my legacy. Not. So when you haven't looked at his life to see if it complements your life. So when you do get to a place where I am, you can take your time and say, you know what? I have 4 or 5 to choose from, and all of them are wonderful men. It's only about now. It's up to me to decide which one is the best for my legacy. Wow. Not just because I like you and I love you. Which one is best for the legacy?
Ain't that how men operate? Build yourself up, get your money up. Now you got a lot of options. Now you're dealing with a lot of women, but good. You're interviewing and reviewing a lot of women. And if you get to the point to where you're ready to settle down, you can, out of those ones that are available, you can figure out which one is best for your lineage, your legacy, for the long-term game. That is exactly how men think. That is exactly how men think. Like, this couldn't get more balls out feminist if she tried. She couldn't.
See which one is best for me to merge our lives together and love on each other. But we also understand we want to leave a legacy. Black people marry for love and strictly my emotions. I don't do that. I've learned from the others how not to do that. Mm-hmm. I've learned from white women that You don't marry somebody with potential. You marry somebody that's already doing what they do. Only Black women are called gold diggers when they want a man that's successful. The others are taught that. So for me, it's more of
she all over the place now. By the way, she's the notion of a linear point is getting lost.
no, I've become a wonderful woman for me, and I've learned to enjoy her because it took a minute to really get out of just mom mode, that I'm more than a mother, I'm more than a sister, and all of these other things. So
Yes.
now, you girl, settle it down now, because I know what I can offer now because I went through the process. Once women start taking my courses, they always jump prematurely. Because what they do is they start seeing subtle changes, and it's like, oh, let me grab the first man to come along. No, rest in your change. Because you'll learn, you might start attracting them from what I teach, but you won't be able to keep them if you do not embody what a feminine woman is. You have your boundaries, you have confidence, you're not worried about other women, you're not worried about other races of women. You are a dope ass woman for yourself first. And then you will, just like a magnet, start attracting quality men. But you can't see quality men because of the glasses that you have on right now. They're still filled with bitterness, anger from past experiences. So go through the emotional change the pain that comes with emotional change, because it's so important. But what happens, once again, they start seeing a little progress and they jump. And it's like, but that's the first one out the gate. Experience what it means to be treated nicely. Men opening your doors, getting in and out of the car, men being concerned about your day, men's patterns, efforts. If you ever want to make a lot of money, join the dating industry and give women fluff. If you ever want to make a lot of money, join the dating industry and give women fluff. It's consistency and words lining up in your life. Don't just jump at the first one, baby. I worked so hard with you to get here. Wait for a minute. Get a couple of them first and then see what you like. See what you like.
I hear you. I hear you.
It's one of those things that people don't understand, that women have masculine and feminine energy. We're talking right now. I'm in more masculine energy because we're teaching. But when I'm not teaching, I am definitely the vixen when I'm not teaching. So people don't understand.
I like that she actually said that, just coming down from all the nonsense. Coming down from all the nonsense. I do actually like that she said that. That sort of goes back to something that we talked about on this stream when people were asking me, what do you think Danica Marie's feminine? Or what about this person or that person? And I couldn't put my finger around it because I was like, yes, those are attractive women. Six to God is they're attractive women. And they even asked me about and they reeled off a couple women, Crimson Cure, and I had a hard time calling any other. I mean, I'm not on a rampage I don't require female YouTubers to be feminine. They're running a YouTube channel and they're teaching, they're talking to an audience. So that in and of itself is a masculine thing. So that's why I always say anybody who comes online to make arguments, a lot of times passionate arguments where they get passionate and they get riled up and they debate the issues with passion, that's a masculine to me, that's a masculine thing. So that's one thing that I was about to say. This whole time that she's been talking and been teaching and been in her zone and been vibing and all, I'm like, yeah, I don't see, just me personally, I don't see femininity when I see that. But that's just me. That's just where I'm at. I don't see that as that. But I mean, so that part I'll reach across the aisle a little bit. That is a fair point. That yeah, when you're teaching, when you're talking to people, you're talking to a large group of people. You're in a leadership position. No other way around it. You're in a leadership position. You're taking on essentially a masculine role. Yeah, that's just all to it. That's just all to it. And yeah, but no, the most important thing about that though is, do you love doing that or do you get exhausted from doing it? Because if you engage in masculine behavior and you get exhausted after you do it, then that's probably not what you naturally are. You're just doing it because now it's your job and now you kind of have to do it. Or, but if if you just feel right at home doing it, then you're probably more masculine than feminine. But I don't know. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. But anyway.
Understand the difference and the going in and out, because when a woman is focused and when she's lecturing, when she's teaching, she is in her masculine energy. People think being feminine is the color pink, and I'm going to do a whole series on the dark feminine energy.
Oh, and by the way, what she is doing is trying to redefine aspects of femininity to try to include the masculine, manlit, feminine CEO boss bitch into feminine. That is what she's doing, by the way.
Feminine energy is not toxic. It's extremely sexy. We watch the dark feminine energy as examples of Angelina dark energy. People think being feminine is the color pink, and I'm going to do a whole series on the dark feminine energy. Dark feminine energy is not toxic. It's extremely sexy. We watch the dark feminine energy as examples of Angelina Jolie and Tomb Raider. That's some sexy dark feminine energy. So most people, especially Black folks, don't understand the difference. As soon as you say dark feminine energy, they automatically think it bad. No.
I'm about to look up the actual definition of dark femininity to see what it means, but based off what she just described right there, it is basically doing man stuff, but being sexy and having titties while you do it. That's the only way that Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider, yeah. Going on an Indiana Jones mission, but in Daisy Duke shorts with cleavage. That's basically how she described dark femininity. So I'm about to go look up the definition just so I can get a better understanding of what the hell dark femininity is, because I don't know what it is. I just don't know.
Lee, I'll tell you this. I have a stripper pole in my bedroom.
Uh-oh.
That brings out the sensuality and the dark feminine energy that allows a woman to flow in her sexuality. Women are out here having sex. They're doing the act, but they're not connected to themselves intimately because they don't know how. So now it's like, well, if femininity is the color pink, it's hair extensions, it's eyelashes, it's walking like this, it's talking like this. No.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me back up. Let's see Lee Attorney face with that when she said that strip club. 46 years old.
Bedroom. That brings out the sensuality and the dark feminine energy that allows a woman.
Look at Lee Attorney. Like, okay, where do I sign up? Hold on. Hold on. He's like, where do I sign up? Is there a waiting list? How do I get on it?
Energy, they automatically think it bad. No, Lee, I'll tell you this. I have a stripper pole in my bedroom. That brings out the sensuality and the dark feminine energy that allows a woman to flow in her sexuality. Women are out here having sex. They're doing the act, but they're not connected to themselves intimately because they don't know how. So now it's like, well, if femininity is the color pink, it's hair extensions, it's eyelashes, it's walking like this, it's talking like this. No, that's not what it is. It's a part of it, but everybody's come across differently. But most women that you see that are.
Hey, what y'all say down there? Freeman's Journal. You saying his forehead got a little shinier? Oh wait, no, you just said forehead smooth. You could be talking about her. I think his forehead got a little shinier when she said that. It got a little hot in there. He started sweating a little bit. That's all. No big deal. That's all right. We understand. Pablo said, when your mama got a pole in the bedroom, pause. Yeah. She got a 25 and 23-year-old son. That is a weird thing that's going on. There'd be 40-year-old chicks who still be out, clubbing and twerking, and you don't even think about it that they got kids in their early 20s, and it's like, it's just crazy for you to be grown. Like, that's a thing nowadays where you're grown, you're an adult, but you have a twerking mama. It's like, how you like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I can't even imagine that when I'm in my early 20s. I got kids now. My mom was a grandma in her early 40s. I had kids. I got married and had kids in my early 20s. So my mom was a grandma in her early 40s. I can't even imagine her out twerking. I mean, she act. It'd be twerking grandmamas out there. Now, okay, if you 40 and you still know how to do a little something for your man, that's cool. But I'm talking about the public twerking. It'd be grown people with parents who still twerking. It's crazy. Crazy.
Feminine women, when they're in the leadership position, they will interchange it with between their masculine and feminine energy because we need it. A woman that's all feminine would be horrible because she would have no backbone, right? She wouldn't be a good leader, an all feminine woman. No.
What?
She has to have some, as my grandfather say, some gumption.
Well, why does she need to be a leader though? You said if she's all feminine, she doesn't need.
Thank you, lead attorney. Lead attorney let a lot ride. He back. He had to visualize her on the pole, but he came back. He came back. Right question. The right question. You don't listen to what she said. You don't want a feminine woman because a feminine woman will have no backbone. She won't be a good leader. Good question. Why do she need to lead? Who does she need to lead?
Be a good leader, an all feminine woman, have no back. A woman that's all feminine would be horrible because she would have no backbone, right? She wouldn't be a good leader, an all feminine woman. No. She has to have some, as my grandfather say, some gumption.
Well, why does she need to be a leader though? You said if she's all feminine, she's not going to be a good leader. But what is she leading?
Well, what I'm saying is whether it's in the workplace, whether she's leading herself on her day to day.
Gotcha.
Let me make sure he's in the elevator. Are you down? Are you in the elevator?
No, I'm actually wondering where is the elevator?
Oh, god dang. You see, now y'all know I try to be decent, and I didn't even realize I had the super chat up there saying she's a 304 teaching 304s to keep winning without a man. See, I don't, I try to be decent, but I mean, you are accurate in your analysis that she's teaching women to win without a man. But if you happen to get one, then yeah, that's just a add-on byproduct just to add to your lineage and legacy. Like, yeah, she's raising little manlets. But shout out to you. I didn't mean to leave that up there. Because see, the reason I don't like to, and it's not just because I be just being all soft and mushy on the chicks. I don't like to be, the reason I said I don't like that he called her a hoe. And I don't mind it. Y'all can wild out. Yeah, we boys. Boys will be boys. But see, the reason I don't like to do that, because I don't like for that to get in the way of the points that I'm making. I like to make my points. And I don't like for the response to be, well, you just calling her bitches and hoes and bitches. No. When somebody respond to me, I like to make sure that they're responding to the points that I made. That's why I very rarely do any, personal attacks or ad hominem attacks or anything like that, unless it's funny. If it's funny, I will do an ad hominem attack, a personal attack, if it's funny. But through none of this did I ever say this bitch sitting here doing, I don't that ain't my style. I like to pick people apart on the merits of their arguments. But this dude just called, the guy who fixing her car called and interrupted her having to ask the question, why does she need to lead?
Elevator. I'm walking into the resident
Okay, I'm getting ready. I'm coming down right now. Just stay where you are.
Are you coming down personally, or are you bringing the vehicle?
No, I'm coming down personally because I can't bring the vehicle. All right, bye-bye.
I got you.
So yeah, so that we got to understand that, and especially for our Black men, I'll leave you with this: learn how to handle with care a feminine woman. Because a lot of our men are so used to having strong, independent women come through their lives, as well as strong, independent moms. When you come across a feminine woman, she's not busting windows out your car. She's not talking crazy to you. She calls you when she says she's going to call you. She put forward effort.
How is it that feminine women are busting windows out the car? And why would she say knowing how to handle with care a feminine woman, when you look at what she actually is teaching women to be is strong, independent women? So really what she's saying is learn, just my translation, what she's really saying is learn how to handle a strong Black woman. Because in my perspective, that's ultimately what she's been training and teaching in her courses for all these years.
effort.
And
Her pattern.
we can pretty much wrap it up right there. I'm about to put the link in the chat for anybody want to come up and have to say on this. I take it a lot of people have something to say. It's for about 430 people in here. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hopefully y'all hit the like button. Numbers have been great today. The numbers have been great today. Shout out to everybody. I'm about to read these super chats while I wait for people to come on up so we can get this discussion maybe a little debate going. Maybe somebody disagrees with my take on this. I was a little hard. I was more hardcore than what I planned on being, and I don't even think I was that rough. But I basically, whatever. I was came in trying to be nice, but I threw some below the belt shots a few times. But all right, let's get to where we at. Damn, I'm missing everybody. I see you down there. Give me a second. I'm gonna bring you up in a second. I'm gonna try to get to everybody's super chat. Appreciate each and every one of you. So she is criticizing her students who got the results. Why? She want them stuck taking more yeah. She's saying women got to the point where they got access to more men, to the top 10 to 1% of men, and they just got with one real quick. And she says, no, don't do that. It's like, yeah, it's like she's pulling them back from the results that she's earning for them. But you need to build up a roster and stay out in the market for 10, 15 years and then figure out who they want to settle down with when they're 50. She's teaching them to operate like men. Ryan Cypher in the building, he says, I see O-Man down there. I do want to hear what Obsidian got to say about this. Ryan Cypher in the building, he says, with April Mason now out of the market, wouldn't this be another victory for the Black manosphere? That's one less Black woman teaching other Black women on how to be gremlins. But no, we thought she was teaching them how to be feminine. She kind of just outed herself, as far as I'm concerned. Black Wizard in the building says, when her mom was getting used because of her feminine. Oh, yep. See, I skipped that part. But that is true. Her mom was a feminine, submissive woman who was with a dude that was I think her dad. I think that's how she described it. Her dad was didn't honor her femininity, so I guess her dad was a bad man. And yeah. Well, let me just read the super chat. She claimed she got over seeing her and her femininity as weak. Yeah, she saw the femininity as weak because her mom was feminine, but her dad didn't, treat the mom right. That's part of the reason why they get in their head that if you be feminine, you're going to open yourself up to be abused. But she just repackaged fear. Woo! Wow, good call, Black Wizard. She thinks she's better than other women, but she still doesn't trust men. You hit it just right. She still got that same fear. She just figured out a way to repackage it and move in a position of power. I mean, listen, they doing what men do. Is what it is. They're doing what men do. But she's masking it as femininity training. All right, I'm trying to get down to the shit. I know I saw more super chats than this. Give me 1 second. I do want to get them all before I bring up Obsidian. Sun is how Ron the building says she's going to try that upside down shit on the pole and leave her hips on top of the pole with her old self. LOL. Yeah, she gonna hurt herself. Come on. I think that's it. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody's super chat. I will try to dig them up and look through them as I go on. But I'm gonna bring up the man in the building, Obsidian. What do you got, man?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Doing wonderful.
How was your Thanksgiving holiday?
It was good. It was solid.
Yeah. This is interesting. This is an interesting thing. There's a number of people over my side of the fence were clamoring for me to weigh in, and I'm debating whether I should do that in one of my final shows before we head down for the big Black Manosphere meetup.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if I should do that or not. I really don't know, because I'm really trying to understand what the argument is here. I thought that April Mason, became something of an ally here.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm putting
Oh
out.
no. Yeah, she
I'm at-
definitely. Yes.
I'm assuming that when she made her proclamation of a little while back that she was leaving, you know, the coaching business for black women, and she laid out why. I thought that, you know, okay, she's on our side.
Okay.
So I'm trying to understand what the argument is here.
The argument was exactly what I laid out. Everything that she said that she was teaching women was basically she was teaching like what I assess to be a feminist, strong, independent, manlet school.
Where's the feminism?
Okay,
Exactly.
feminism is general feminist ideas, but not feminist in terms of getting policies passed to affect laws to benefit women, but just more like the ideals. But if I take feminine off of it, I do think that she was essentially all that time under the guise of femininity coaching, teaching basically teaching women basically a strong, independent little manlet school.
How so?
How exactly how I explained,
Yeah.
Obsidian.
Well, I mean, I heard what you said, and I'm still like trying to scratch in my head. So let's.
Oh no!
let's
Well, tell me what you
Yeah.
tell me what you agree with. I'm not gonna
because
I'm not gonna re-talk. I'm not gonna rehash 2.5 hours
Right.
again. You could just tell
Yeah,
me.
that's what
you
I'm going to
agree
do. I
with.
want to try
Okay.
to walk through this point by point. So my first thing is on the part about women having a masculine side to them. Where's the disagreement?
I didn't disagree with that part.
Okay. So the part about women should not be dating around or should not be fielding offers from different suitors.
That part I didn't necessarily disagree with. The part that okay, that wasn't her argument. That wasn't her argument. Wasn't that women should be fielding offers from multiple suitors? The argument was, as she laid it out, is ultimately build yourself up, become self-sufficient, build your dope life. Lead attorney asked her multiple times, what do you mean by that dope life? That dope life entailed becoming successful, getting those promotions, getting that money. Reference how she trademarked feminine CEO. Basically, she was just talking about become successful, build your own life, have your options. And even when you get to the point to where and she's saying that women becoming successful is what's going to increase their options. But even when you get those options, don't jump out there and get with the man right away. Even if you get to the point where you got access to the top 10 to 1%.
She said, "Don't get the first guy." She said, "Don't get the first guy."
She said, "Don't jump out there. You can wait. You can take
Yeah,
your
she said, "Don't
time."
get the first guy that shows interest." She said,
No.
"Wait around a little bit and find out what's out there."
She was explaining why she's not married at 46.
Okay, but she said that's fine.
Obsidian. It's come on.
I have no problem with her. I could care less what she chooses.
Obsidian. Let's not do this.
Yeah, let's not do this, man. I'm saying she said, I heard what she said. She said you shouldn't accept the very first offer right out the gate.
No, that wasn't it.
Sister dating 4 or 5 guys.
That wasn't it.
That's man.
That wasn't it, Obsidian. You know that wasn't it. You know that wasn't it.
That's what she said, Bernard.
She was saying be a little manlet, build yourself.
No, she said don't take the first offer from the first man that you run across. That's what she said, Bernard.
If you take that one sentence in a bubble and ignore everything else, then you can make that argument. Unfortunately, for that one sentence wasn't in a bubble. It was it came after a long series of things. She was basically teaching women to basically be strong, independent, wait until later in your life, and then just get you a man at hold on. Wait, you're cutting me off because I think you know I'm about to make the most important point here. The wait till you're later in life and then just grab a man as a byproduct after you got endless options, because somehow you're going to get endless options later in life when you become a super successful feminine CEO. Then you're going to get so many options to where you're going to be able to pick among those options and then pick which one that you feel is best for your legacy. But it's not really the focus on him. It's about you and what you're doing. He's just a little byproduct. She's basically teaching women to conduct themselves like men and basically just view men as their little arm piece trophy husband. Like that's what she was teaching.
She didn't say anything about trophy husbands and stuff like that. We
Okay, what did byproduct mean?
a
What it-
byproduct of you being a full person.
Oh, my
If you're a
goodness.
successful
He
person,
was in-
a
oh,
byproduct of that
right.
is other people want to be around you.
Okay. All right. Pablo in the
as
building.
as for the part about marrying later, it's a fact that black women marry later than anyone else. We can debate why, but that's just a fact. Black women and black men marry later, first marriage, marry later on average than everybody else in the country. That's a fact. That didn't start with April Mason, and it won't
Never
end
said it
with her.
did. Never said it did. Pablo in the building. Go ahead, Pablo. What you got?
What's going on, Bernard? What's up, Obsidian? Looking forward to the Manosphere meetup.
Yeah.
My hometown here in ATL. Definitely looking forward to it. So look, this is just more of the same as far as I'm concerned. I mean, think about it. If you have to jump through all of these hoops and do all of these gymnastics to partner with someone who's supposed to be your natural partner, your natural mate in the world.
Wait, who's jumping through hoops?
Well, I mean, April Mason is pretty much proving the point that, who's jumping through hoops? I mean, it sounds more like men jumping through more hoops to me.
Beg your pardon?
It is what it sounds like to me.
I don't see how men are jumping through hoops by me exposing that all this time what April Mason has been doing is not really teaching a femininity course. Her words saying the man is just the carrot that, you know, getting a man, dating a man is just the bait that she dangled out there. But what she's really teaching them is something else, basically teaching them to be the type of strong, independent, manly women that we don't really care, that most men don't really care for. So hold on, wait, to Pablo. So what you're saying is that this isn't men jumping through hoops. This is me showing just what the hell, just first, it's more evidence of what the hell is going on. I don't think any man is jumping through hoops.
I agree. Let me explain. It just seems like the femininity coaches, the dating coaches, just all of this in totality from 100,000 feet looking down.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like, oh well, if you do this and you got to do that, and you need to be this kind of person and that kind of person, and you need to be this and that and this, and I'm like, who in the hell can be all of these things? Just to have a mate? Are you serious? I know guys who are flat down alcoholics who got wives. I know mean, nasty, and ornery people who have mates. What does any of this have to do with any of that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know if we want to hold out alcoholics and louts as a standard bearer of what a healthy marriage is.
But what my point being is, if you have to be a Superman or a Superwoman,
mm-hmm,
just to have a husband or a wife, where are we?
That's part of the farce of the whole business. That yeah, she's doing like a Superwoman training school, and then there's sometimes some men dating coaches, or they'll try to say, oh, you got to be ultra alpha, ultra this, ultra that. Yeah, it does get goofy. Yeah, this stuff is goofy.
Well, hold on a second. My understanding of April Mason is that she's aiming for an upscale, upper middle class audience. I mean, in some sense, to some extent, she's not that far off from Kevin Samuels, from Crystalline Carrison. They're aiming for an upper class audience. So one of the things that bothers me about all this is I don't understand for the people that get bothered by it, Well, unless you're in that target demographic, you have nothing to worry about. Because they're not really focused on you if you're not in that target demographic.
I'm one of those people, and I ain't perfect.
Okay.
I got some shit with me, Obsidian.
Okay.
I still managed to get a wife.
Okay. Now the question then becomes whether or not she's in the business of, dealing with international, relationships and marriages and stuff. I don't know.
So the target demographic thing is okay. If she is teaching women that the key to getting the dreamboat guy or whatever it is that she's teaching them with whatever goal, because the goal isn't even a guy. The goal is the woman, and the woman just becoming successful and then just determining what the hell she want, how she wanted. But I mean, it's disguised under femininity. I mean, go look. I was clear.
That a more successful woman, wouldn't it be true that a more successful woman has more mating options?
This is more Disney fairy dust, Obsidian.
Hang on a second. Hold on. Wouldn't it be true that a more successful woman has more dating options?
Okay, I want you to go take that up with Kevin Samuels. I want you to go take that up with you. I want you to hold on. No, wait, hold on.
You wouldn't disagree with what I'm about to say.
I know, but the whole notion that a woman build herself up, become successful, wait until she gets married, get all her suitors, get all her options, because when you get older and successful, you're gonna have endless options, and you could take your pick of the litter and find one which is better. Find one. No, she did say that. She did say endless options. Wait, stop. Everybody stop.
Did she actually say that? I didn't hear her say that.
Said, I'm telling you what she said. She said she said that she has endless options.
Well, I disagree with
get to that
the
point.
Quote is pick of the litter.
I disagree.
Yes. Thank you.
That's
Thank
the
you,
quote.
Thank you, Ed.
That's
Whoa. Can y'all come on.
It's different from endless options.
Okay,
we can't be misquoting people here. If we're going to address what she said, then let's address what she actually said.
It was okay.
So, Obsidian, why don't you explain to me the difference?
Pick of the litter.
You're the one making that.
Obsidian. Hold on for a second. Obsidian.
Two different things.
Okay,
that's fine.
Maybe I'm dumb. Wait a minute.
Wait, hold on. No, yeah, we don't even got to do that. I can concede the point. I couldn't remember if she said pick of the litter or endless options or a lot of options or a lot of dudes. I don't know what she said, but okay, Ed corrected it. It was pick of the litter. Great. Okay. If she's saying build yourself up, become successful, when you get yourself full, built up, feminine CEO, you have your pick of the litter. And then don't even get married then. Just wait even longer. Take your time. So basically she's saying when you get older, your sexual market value has gotten lower, your eggs have gotten drier, but you a feminine CEO now. You can take the pick of the litter and get what you want. That's what she said. And so if you don't think nothing is wrong with that, I want you to go take that up with Kevin Samuels, who's built a $1 million empire preaching the exact opposite. I just want you to take it up with Kevin Samuels. Don't come at me with it. Don't come at me with it. I want you to take that up with Kevin.
Talk with you. We're talking about April Mason, not Kevin Samuels.
I know. I'm just seeing that she's clearly.
I'm talking to you about your issue with
April Mason. I know, and I'm pointing out. I'm pointing out.
What's the problem?
You gotta
with
let
a woman building herself up to have better mating options.
All right, I'm about to pass it to Ed. I was just pointing out that April Mason.
So a woman doesn't have better dating options.
She doesn't go
to college. She doesn't have better mating options.
No, that's not what was said. I was just pointing out.
That is a form of a woman building herself up.
Hold on. Bullshit. Like I get it, but like, come on, the conversation is frozen.
Yes.
Okay, let's be clear about it. Yes,
hold on.
It has.
Wait a minute. Okay. Obsidian, just chill. I want to see what Ed got to say. Only thing I was trying to point out is that April Mason just revealed that she's been teaching a message that's very counter to the message that Kevin Samuels has became a household name preaching on. That's all I was pointing out when I said that. That's all I was pointing out when I said that. Are we going to Ed? Go ahead, Ed.
Okay. I haven't heard, like, I kind of came into this kind of stuff. I've been in the chat, but it's been muted. So I haven't heard. I've heard, you know, you talking before Obsidian came up and the stuff, and I've seen a couple of videos going over it. Don't need to mention that. 'Cause that's nothing to do with what we're talking. Well, you know, we're here. I'm gonna say this, you know, when it comes to April Mason, I first found her on Facebook, and I want to be very clear here. I don't promote women. I promote talking points. So if there's a woman that has talking points that's in line where I think the direction needs to be gone, then yeah, I'm gonna give the person that said it. I do the same thing for men. I do the same thing for women. So I want to be very clear about that. If somebody were to say that that's me promoting women, then so be it. I wouldn't say that they're full of shit for even saying that. That being said, I can tell you right now, if I would have heard April Mason say one of these things, I would have disregarded. I would have just charged her 2 o'clock is right twice a day. What I know about April is an internet marketer, and that's very important because there's a lot of male dating coaches, and mainly the white manosphere, a couple of them that are internet marketers, and it's just a niche that they work because maybe they have certain things that they're in line talents that allows them to work that niche. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much what April does. April is an internet marketer, and that's not a bad thing. But what you have to understand is her number one edict is to make money. And that's not a bad thing either. But a lot of the things that you're seeing, you would think April was drunk with some of the stuff she was saying, because in her whole time on Facebook and on and Obsidian has heard her talk for a good amount, you know, too. Enough to speak on her. I ain't never heard outside of that crap with her cousin, and even then she wasn't saying some shit like this. Like this, and at least then you could say she was emotionally distraught because she thought her cousin was in danger. This is her. Just you saw her walk out of whatever, you know, office or whatever place she was in, and she volunteered to have a conversation with the lead attorney, and the lead attorney let her talk. So the thing about it is these things are completely voluntary. It's the stuff she said. And we can all assume she's in a sound mind. Now, with that being said, let's go back to what Obsidian said. Personally, I don't see saying you got the pick of the litter and endless options. To me, that's a distinction without a difference. So even though quoting people is important for us that's trying to have a dialogue, the reality is, to me, that's a distinction without a difference. I would challenge somebody to tell me
what somebody actually said doesn't matter as much as what you want to say.
I didn't say that. I said it's important for the quote. That's why I brought it up. But see, you notice you're not answering. So you notice how you're not addressing the fact that I said is a distinction without a difference.
Yeah, I am addressing that. I'm saying
what you're saying is words matter.
No. I did say that, and I'm actually addressing what she said. You're addressing what you want her to say. There's a big difference. I'm addressing what she actually said.
No, I'm the one that brought
it. She said, and I heard it when she said it. I'm 46 and I can have the pick of the litter. I disagree with that.
Okay, then.
And here's the reason why I disagree. It's not because of anything personal. It's because of, you know,
I don't have anything personal.
It's because of academic research, market research, online dating, marital statistics, all of these things. That's why I disagree. Now, but I will say this in her favor, though. As a prior married woman now divorced, April Mason has a greater chance of getting remarried than a black woman her age who has never been married. Statistically, that's true. But that's different than saying I have my pick of the litter. That's different.
And even under that, if you look at her, and that's cool, but the truth is, most of the women that get to her age, we know statistically, are not married once. I mean, shit, Nicole Michelle proves that too. You know, it's because she was married at one point. As far as statistically, you're more like exactly, but nobody.
Who have previously been married have a greater chance of remarrying than those who have never married.
But what we're doing is we're being argumentative for argumentative's sake. You basically see the whole diatribe you had with Bernard was really. We really could just not have had that and did a time skip because you essentially agreed with what Bernard was saying. You just hung up on the fact that he said endless options versus pick up the litter.
I disagree with a number of points.
Well, I'm talking about the point as to what I came on. So it's almost like the conversation is frozen for something.
The endless options piece is different because the endless options is none of us have endless options. neither men nor women. And the reason why is because the men and women available the men and women available in any mating market at any given time is finite.
So I'll say this. I got a
metaphor.
question. Yeah, but
Metaphor.
whatever. I'm gonna move on from that because we're pretty much on the same page. Obsidian, I got a question. Would you say April Mason is attractive for her age? I would say yes.
Exceptionally so.
I would say yes, too. It's not a gotcha question. So my thing is, do you think that the average black woman, you know, not fuck that. That's not fair. Do you think that the average 92, as BGS describes it, the women are these CEOs and stuff? What's that Yvette chick that was on the lead attorney? You know, on there, the chick, the Jamaican, you know, the light skin chick that was talking.
I'm not familiar with
Okay, well, he was on there before, and she has. Anyway, long story short. The thing is, what April Mason is selling is some stuff that only a very small black women are even gonna begin to I'm gonna say this. I'm done. What April Mason is selling to black women is something that a very few black women are even gonna have an attempt to pull off. She is essentially selling some Nicole Murphy shit.
I think it's worse than that. Ed, I don't even think that's it. I mean, she's just selling some strong, independent fool's gold.
Yeah,
really.
and the reality, exactly.
Hold on. A man isn't even the end goal. If you really break down what she was saying from my perspective, how I see it, a man isn't even the end goal. That ain't even what she's selling.
And what she's essentially
it's just a byproduct. It's just a byproduct if you happen to get it. Oh well.
What she's essentially selling, and this is important because she said it, and then because I want to be clear, she said that she uses getting a man as the bait, and once you get past that paywall, meaning once you buy the products, she starts saying what she really is selling, which means none of this stuff she's put out on social media and her general marketing. So I want to be very clear about that.
That was my point.
Yeah, so I want to be clear that anybody would say, oh, April Mason says some good stuff. Like me, I didn't buy her course. And most people don't do straight switcheroos like that. Their courses are more enhancements of some of the things they've already been saying. That's not what marketing is for. I hate the word grifting. That's what grifting is. And what it sounds like is the hustle April Mason is kind of run its course because now women, because you got to remember, her audience, the youngest of her audience is 35. What does Kevin Samuels call that? No man's land, right?
She's been grifting. That's the reason I don't think we should see her as some type of ally because she just took a crap on some women in a Facebook post. So what?
Yeah. And so my thing is her youngest audience is 35. So you're dealing with women that's really on the last bus stop going in, and then you're trying to make it like 40s. And this is some shit that'll only work in Atlanta, by the way. You're trying to imagine it 40s is like the new 30s, like you got time. You don't have time. And the truth is, she says she has the pick of the litter. Okay, for what? Are you talking about for marriage? Because that's when I think she said that when that was asked. But are you talking about for dick? I don't even believe that for dick. But you're putting women in a position that's all they're going to be there for. The only thing that a dude
was she speaking about herself, or was she speaking about black women in general?
She was talking about herself, but the problem is But the problem is the whole conversation. She uses what she herself as she has said this. I am the end result of what I teach. That is what she said, and I quote in that because she said that when he asked the question. So about certain stuff. And she even talked, that's why she brought up the abuse thing, because so she's basically replicating herself. Here's the thing, your best outcome for April Mason is going to be where April Mason is now, which is basically what she basically said. And the problem with that is if that's not what you intend to be, because most women are not going to be able to pull that off because we have this thing called the wall. Now they're going to start asking real questions. Like I'll give you a perfect example. Imagine Kendra G. Kendra G is literally on the same path, except not as far along economically. And where April gets it messed up is she identifies proximity. And Kevin talks about this. She confuses proximity with dudes with the ability to leverage these guys. It may be one thing for business because she seems like she's an astute businesswoman. But when it comes to this is why when she tried to call these niggas to help her cousin and ain't nobody come doing an APB in Atlanta, she got mad. because she really in her mind believes she has control over these dudes. And I've seen her interview certain dudes like Titus Unlimited, which has a good social media following, older brother, you know, and other dudes. But it's like the level of control or level of influence she thinks she got over these dudes is not there. Also, when you listen to a lot of stuff she says, it sounds like she's talking to young niggas, talking about I go to the strip club because that's where they want to go. Man, most dudes are actually about something ain't necessarily going to a strip club. And if they're in a certain age, they're going to a fucking cigar lounge. So that was a tell right there. You know, as far as you're dealing with entertainers, and those don't count as high value men. And there's a reason for that, because mentally they're not at the same place because of how their money came. So you're not really dealing with really true blue business guys, because they're not going to have the same mindset as like entertainers and athletes. And then it sounds like you're dealing with dudes that are younger too, like maybe in their 20s or early 30s, because any motherfucker, and I'm going to say something done, any motherfucker is going to go to a strip club, talk about this chick broke my heart. And a strip club is a venue by which you want to have that conversation. Even just for the fact that it's loud and all of that, that's some shit that's only in Atlanta. That ain't some shit I'd even charge to LA. Only in Atlanta was that shit. So when you hear this shit, you're like, what the fuck? Anyway, go ahead, man, because you know how I am.
No, you good.
I gotta self-regulate, you know.
No, you good. All right. We're gonna try this. OG, go ahead.
God damn. Once you seem like he was at a funeral just because you called me to come up. God damn. You was
I'm
already
curious
sitting
as to
on
what
stitches.
he got to say.
You were already on
too.
stitches, but nah, you were moving around like you had ants in your pants, bro.
These niggas are
I am a
silently
little-
beefing.
Yeah, you were a little irritated. You were a little irritated unless you got diarrhea or something. But anyway, let's start off with Pablo. Pablo, I'm glad you got the new picture. I don't know if that's your son in the picture. Can't tell because it's kind of out of focus. There's a lot of shit going on with this whole thing. I've been listening to all this morning. And no, that ain't Pablo right there. If that's Pablo,
That's
he
me.
way back
That's
in the day.
me in the 90s, sir.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I'm like, you gotta look at the car. The fuck? Come on, man. The car
And I
tells
thought
you.
Pablo was driving that damn car now. So, but I mean, I know that with him.
And
That-
anybody
that's-
in the chat, guess what car it is? Let's see if you can get it.
Well, Pablo, the only problem I have with that
Look like
picture,
a
you always
home
take
runner.
these pictures when you should be taking like 3 steps in front of that vehicle and let somebody hit the gas. That's the only thing I have a problem with this damn picture. You just like the one you was on that cliff. You always get in the wrong place. But it's just a lot of shit going on in this conversation. And for all you people, and especially Pablo, who believe the United States is so great and this and that and that and this, you know what? What do you expect? What do you expect a woman with her, and who's her? What do you expect? I mean, it's almost like, to me, it's like a gay conversation. You know, gay men go do what they go do. Gay women go do what they want to do because they're in the United States. So whatever she's
Bernard,
doing,
this is your fault. I blame you because this is your show. Go ahead.
Oh, wait a minute.
You're accountable.
Goddamn. Come on, because just because you got on the goddamn glasses and you took the other pill, don't mean that nobody else have nothing to say.
To get
anyway,
OG off the panel fee today is
it's $200.
It's
no,
we can't do that. I'm never coming up again. I'm never coming up again. I'm serious. We made a deal $200.
No, we didn't make a deal until I said I change it. I
We doing
change
the
it every day.
strategic oil reserve.
Wait a minute.
now.
Edward, what's going on, man?
$20.
Murphy, whatever. What's going
Well,
on?
you
I
started
got
out
something to
by
add to this.
insinuating homosexuality.
No,
Go
what I
ahead.
said is it's almost like that conversation. Because people go do what they want to do, regardless of what you think. If it's working for her, she getting the bag for it. So what? I mean, what is your whole conversation? You can analyze it all you want to.
My
but if
question
it's
is-
working for, if it's working for her, and I think y'all misquoted her too. I think she said out of the 5, she can take whatever she want out of the
That's
5.
not
She had
what
to
she
choose.
said.
Well, I'm just telling you what I heard as far as when she was talking about 5. Again, so when you look at the situation, one of y'all talking about she was attractive. Go and pick that picture up again. See the difference between her face and her neck. Yes, she painted on a good face on a skeleton, but she's not that attractive. She's not that attractive at all.
Yeah, I disagree.
right.
We're
And
talking
she
about
got wide
4.6
shoulders
All right.
like a fucking middle linebacker. So let's just be honest. If you put the goddamn picture up, you'll see what I'm talking
I
about.
mean,
I can
so,
describe.
like, what you saying? It's like you come on, like it's like okay. So
No, what I'm saying
you like
is-
talking on both sides of the argument, though. Like,
No, I'm
on the
not talking
one
on
hand-
both sides.
Talking
You
on
know
both
what?
sides.
No. Listen what I'm.
You're insulting us
listen
for
what
saying she's attractive.
Okay, listen what I'm saying. Just listen what I'm saying. We live in a country that everybody usually live on both sides of the argument. Regardless of what you think, we live in a country.
All right. I got it. OG, I put the price too low. I actually feel bad. I did put it at 20. I gotta honor it.
Number 16, you're an ass. I hope you got my super chat money. You didn't use it to get him out. No, I'm just playing.
I apologize. I apologize, OG. You are tripping, arguing on both sides of the argument.
Nigga, that LA weed, man. I mean, like, and I don't be wanting to be.
It got to be at least 100. They really hate you, so I can't put it at 20. You're gonna be gone in 2 seconds. When I put it at 100, it took a little while, but but all right.
Yeah, dude, you like, nigga, they like 20 ain't nothing but a thing, man. They said that's only shit. I get that on holiday pay, nigga.
Yeah,
I can get that right back.
They just that was a change in their pocket. They just got you out.
You also got to pay attention if it's a pay week or not, because if it's a pay week, you know, see, maybe because it was Black Friday, you thought motherfuckers would have let go a lot of their money. But
yeah, I thought they was broke out there. Nah,
man, Bernard, you an asshole. You did a Black Friday special to get his ass out of there, nigga. You ain't shit. I told you about the Michigan niggas.
I'm sorry.
That's why I need you. I need Anton to come through here one day. That'll be a good one. He come in the studio, man. That way I can gauge how tall he really is, because we know what you 6'1", right?
Yeah. That's
what you need to start doing. You need to start taking pictures, doing a photo op with these people, so we can start gauging these motherfuckers.
you suspect how tall did Anton say he was allegedly?
No, I think somebody said he was 5'7". I mean, I'm 5'5", so I ain't talking shit. I'm just saying.
I heard him say that he was short before, so I mean, ain't no big thing.
I was just saying that's a joke. I mean, but seriously, that would be cool because y'all both in Detroit, in Michigan. I don't know if you in Dearborn or I ain't trying to.
No. As far as I understand, he probably an hour and a half away. You know, I love to have him in studio. I would. But coming down the pipeline, I'll be having more frequent in studio guests.
Yeah, I only say that because Chicago really came up on my shit and it was a good conversation. But so they do. But anyway, like back to this, dude, like really, man, the shit she's saying, y'all, I'm very annoyed about this because it's like y'all make these guys so right. Like these dudes are just saying no bitches at all, period. And I gotta tell you, if April did this, April is one of the more supposedly ones that got sense. So if you knock her out, you really got Lori Cutno, which nobody knows, and that's it. All of the other ones really go left from there.
Well, let me ask you this, Ed, because like I said, I understood what and who she was, but I really didn't watch her unless she kind of like went viral for something. Then I would take a look at it. But if I understand it right, you knew about her all the way, right?
She goes way back. She goes back to when Facebook video first got started. That's when she really blew up. She took advantage of Facebook video. You got women like Olivia Alexa goes back to Facebook video. Danica Marie kind of came a little bit after. A lot of these people come from Facebook, and then they transition a lot of that to YouTube, and so they come from a different early 2.0 days.
Okay, so would you say her content was more along the lines of, let's just say, like sort of like what Nicole Michelle was talking about, or what? Like, where would you put her content?
She predates Nicole Michelle. But the difference is April. Yeah, it is similar, but April would speak on men a lot more. April would do more. When you had Obsidian knows, because that was back when Obsidian, when you doing a lot of more the fire breathing stuff, when the chicks were really wilding out, like the lawyer bitch and all of that. April was more of somebody.
Did you?
Huh?
You didn't catch my recent show, did you?
No. But you get what I'm saying. I know you pull that Obsidian out every once in a while. But what I'm saying is she was more of the, black men ain't sugar, honey, and ice. Like black men are actually good men. You got to do this, do that. And she will more uplift black men in an environment where it was only a couple of females doing that. You know,
Right.
and she would talk to the women as well, but she never really got real harsh on anything. She never really got harsh on the women. She never really got harsh on the men. It was more with the women. She provided options. Maybe you need to do this, do that, and fix a play and all that. And pretty much at this point, she's probably tired of the customer service. She's probably like, bitches ain't shit. These chicks ain't shit. I'm tired of them. They don't know how to run game. Because with women like her, what it really comes down to is these women don't know how to run game, and these women are getting tired of these females is just wearing, like what you said, rock with your cock out.
Rock out with your cock out.
You're not supposed to do that. April teaches you not to do that. So she really is the prequel to a lot of these kind of fake femininity chameleon types. She was doing it before a lot of them were doing it.
So through none of what you've heard her saying when she was, publicly, presenting as a femininity coach that spoke up for men here and there, you didn't hear nothing like what she was saying on the lead attorney.
No, and I catch shit like that. Like even one of those things, like she talked about the abuse thing. And you gotta remember, April goes all the way back to the church stuff too. She's one of these church feminists too. And so but she talks about that. She was open about all of that, but she ain't talk about no fatherly abuse and no crap like that. What she talked about was her marriage didn't work out. It was some shit she did, and it was some shit he did. And then that was the end of that. And she took accountability. She just used the word accountability. And then she said she's learned from that. And that was her thing as far as growing. Yeah, I see what Sir Ism saying. Sir Ism, everybody.
Oh, no. Wait, hold on. Only reason I highlighted that because Black Wolf timed him out for it. And I didn't think that was a time outable offense because Sir Ism is 5'5".
Well, people fuck with me because Sir Ism is always trolling. I mean, Sir Ism's thing is niggas are lame, black women are perfect. The end.
Well, he does ask a question though, Ed. Let's talk about your style.
Well, I'm not the one talking about I can't get females.
He didn't say that you couldn't.
Well, I mean, so what does that have to do with my style then?
No, wait, before y'all go down that rabbit hole, moral of the story, Black Wolf, chill out. That's not a time outable statement. He didn't even insult Ed. He's 5'5". Both of them 5'5". He's just saying your styles can. I think.
Well, the reason why he timed about is Sir Ism again is insinuating that basically I'm a fucking fraud, and it's really I'm whack bitching about bitches because he comes on my shit and tries to do that.
Well,
so he's one of these niggas.
I would rather. He do that all the time. Anybody got any critique of women, he try to say that.
Well, niggas get tired of that because
what I would rather do is do one of two things: either not speculate on Sir Ism's motivations, or invite Sir Ism to explain in full his statement. Either way, otherwise, I would rather just stick to the statement. And as a short guy myself, and I just dropped a new column, shameless plug, on the fresh end of the latest Fresh and Fit controversy. And he's a short guy. I made the point, and I think it's a valid one. Look, man, if you're a short guy, you got to compensate.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
And one way you can compensate is your style. I'm a stylish guy.
Okay. I'm not really disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with that. But when he says that, and you say that, that those may have two different meanings.
Okay.
That nigga is talking about swag.
Wait, hold on a second. I don't want to speculate on what he said. He just said style. So I said, okay. All right, then. We know Neil Strauss. Neil Strauss, he's short. His name is literally Style. So, okay. So my thing is, all right, Ed, what is your sense of style?
I'm not a dating coach. So,
I didn't say that you were.
Okay, again, when you say what's my sense of style,
yes.
I have one, the end. It's not what my channel's about. It's not what I bring it to the table. I'm not, I don't officially complain. I say women have a right to choose what they choose for whatever reason they choose it. And I refer to other people when it comes to style and dating coaches. I do what I do, and that's it. Because different people have different situations. Even when you're short, there's different shit that comes along with that, depending on what situation you're in and how you choose to leverage that. So, again, that this conversation is really irrelevant if your intention is just to try to call me out to try to have a dating.
No, I just asked a question, man.
You're asking a question based on somebody that is knowingly antagonistic towards me and what I say.
Doesn't mean that the question's still not valid.
Okay, so I choose not to answer it. I mean, because it's not fucking relevant.
Okay.
It's really not.
All right. Chief BD in the building says goodbye, sir. I think he didn't like the program once the panel opened up, so he's paid $20 and left. I appreciate you supporting the stream. I believe that's what happened. That's my interpretation of that goodbye, sir, that you just posted right there. Al Boogie in the building. He says today is a good day. Today is a good day. Got kicked off for 20 cash, and we found out Pablo sex money in Rider blood.
That's a good documentary.
Okay, yeah. See, it went over my head.
It's a gang.
Yeah. Black Wolf in the building. He says, Captain, you can tell when someone gets timed out because it would say it in the chat room. No, I can tell when somebody get timed out. No, I was. You must have misunderstood what I said. I was saying he didn't need to be timed out for that statement. Ed did make a point how he understood it because it was, it was just the ongoing aspect of just trying to call somebody lame for no reason. But I don't really trip on that really. But no.
I mean, normally I don't either. But the thing about it is, like, let's say we pull Sir Ism up. The only thing Sir Ism's gonna do is do like a 90-second commercial on some Boondocks cartoon character shit. That's what he does. He actually never explains anything. All
that
he
is
does,
true.
And so we know this. This isn't like a once or twice or three times thing. It's like bringing Paco up, like the dude from the breakdown. You know what you're getting when you bring him up, James. I mean, so we're sitting here and now we're gonna pretend, and that's a choice. He chooses to do that because to him, this shit is just fun and games. There's no seriousness to it. I mean, shit, if you want to, fucking Platinum has called me gay for me saying you shouldn't worship your mom like a deity. But guess what? Me and Platinum were able to have a conversation after that was very fruitful, But Sir Ism like, hey, yeah, bitches, and I style. I'm like, nigga, I'm 35. I'm too old for that bullshit. Like, straight up.
Yeah, he just started rhyming and rapping and
what he need to do is he need to, and number one, I've never tried to take his fucking head off. Jessica actually tried to take his motherfucking head off the other day, like straight up sniper rifle. So you need to go ahead and go deal with her. And I ain't trying to bring her into it, but I ain't never seen her try to go after somebody like that. She really tried to snipe you. So shit. Yeah, worry about that, rather worry about what the fuck I'm saying.
All right, we got the general. The general, I believe this is general. That's you. That's you. The war room. Ah, dang,
But yeah, but I
as far as I know, yeah, I hope he can stop. He can get it together. Because I do know he was a fan or a supporter of April Mason. But he vouched for her.
But back to the topic. At the end of the day, man, April Mason is 46 years old. It's like y'all, like 50 ain't the new 30, yo. Like, I don't know what's going on in Atlanta because that's where you see a lot of this crap. It's like y'all are living like y'all, like you. This is what you really selling because let's really map this out. Number one, April had kids. April was married. So are you saying that part of the checkpoint is you need to have kids? Because you talked about the dry eggs thing. We know black women are not going to get to 46 and not have no kids. Number one, they understand that's not, they ain't no black woman fronting like they can physically get away with that. And so what's going to happen is a checkpoint is they're going to get baby fever at the latest, they mid-30s, and just get a baby by a random dude. And then they go play the CEO game because these are the women that called in to Kevin. Remember the chick with bought the son the Gucci belt? That she's successful, she's corporate, she makes over 6 figures, she's able to buy his son, but he was talking about how she was coddling his son and you need to put him around some masculinity. And he was trying to give her some real advice because I mean she is successful. Kevin has talked to Stormy her name is Stormy Wellington, who is a bona fide millionaire, multi-millionaire. I mean, we need to and she got kids. Some of them ain't even with her because whatever. My point is, a lot of this shit is that Atlanta bullshit. Also, a lot of these dating coaches.
She's not out of Atlanta.
Rebecca, who?
Stormy Wellington is not out of Atlanta.
Yes, she is.
She's in Florida.
She's from Florida. She may have a house in Florida. Well,
she's in Florida. She
lives in Florida now. She's lived in Atlanta. Because I know where her network marketing infrastructure is. It's both. She probably got houses in both places. So you may be right, but she might as well be in Atlanta. She in Atlanta probably more than April, even though April lived there. Because I know this stuff around a little bit around that. because a lot of them motherfuckers in her orbit is in Atlanta. So yeah, you may be right, but whatever. But Rebecca, Atlanta, Nicole, Atlanta, because technically April is from California. But so you got all of this stuff that's swirling around Atlanta, and it's really the environment in Atlanta that creates a lot of these hyper delusions, because it's that Hollywood. When you listen to April, she talking like Hollywood. That's basically what she sound like. Somebody that's in a Hollywood, semi-Hollywood bubble, and that shit only makes sense within that Hollywood bubble where everybody got money.
And how do we know she's not talking to the black? How do we know that she's not aiming her message or speaking to women like herself? How do we know that?
No, we do know that, and she is. You're not wrong. Like,
Okay,
what is women like herself? Women, her younger version of her audience starts at 35.
Okay, so what's the problem?
So they're starting at no man's land.
But many of these women already have kids. And how do we know that they want more kids? How do we know that? Maybe they don't want any more kids. Maybe the baby shop is closed and they're just looking for a mate. What about that?
I mean, look, man, I'm going to tell you, like I say about Fresh and Fit. If people want to buy the course, go ahead and buy the course. If you want to listen to the message, go ahead and listen to the message. My job is not to stop people from doing that. So if you want to kind of make it so you want to keep it ambiguous so people are confused, and at the end of the day, because she got the looks where she know how to sell what she needs to sell to the people she needs to sell it. So people, you want to do that, go ahead. But the thing is, what she's talking about, if that's really what's behind the paywall, that's a bridge to nowhere. That's gonna lead to motherfuckers needing a hospice plan, like what you talk about.
Yeah, I have no idea what she teaches or what she doesn't teach.
She said what she teaches. She said it. Like, she said what she taught.
I haven't studied. I haven't actually looked at her material. See, I like to do. I'm a careful researcher. I haven't actually researched any of her stuff. So
well, you can see it. Well, she said that. Okay,
I'm not prepared to jump out on a limb and make wide sweeping pronouncements based on a statement or two on a live.
Well, that's what I would say people are doing. That's like saying I'm not willing to jump on a limb and say that Fresh's actual dating courses might not be worth the $800,000 you pay for it, because I haven't personally bought it. So so this is what we should do, because this is a good idea, Obsidian. You're absolutely right. Because I'm actually a part of Garrett Jackson's email list, because I wanted to know what that motherfucker was saying to these motherfuckers. It's free. What I would suggest is maybe we do a GoFundMe or some kind of Cash App plan, so somebody can, because I know Obsidian will do the research if somebody buys the courses for them. Because that's part of the value is doing the research, and then we can see what's in there and we can do a review, because that's what some of them anti-guru folks do. Pocket Watcher with JT Spencer Cornelia, he's actually started. People say, look at this course, let me give you the money to buy it, review it. And to be fair, they only do it to like courses that's like, dude, you should go to jail for even trying to make a course for this. Not where it kind of could be good, but it's more fluff. No, it's like it's not even an F, it's a 0. To be fair, they usually bring that up.
You know what? I will be down to do that, so we could, because it clearly.
Yeah, I'm not even being facetious about that. I mean that, because I know you'll do it.
Because clearly, brothers in the black manosphere are very animated about this issue with April Mason. Here's what we can do.
Really?
I wouldn't say animated.
Animated?
Well,
it's not like Brittany Renner. It's not like Brittany Renner and Kevin.
I didn't say that.
Niggas were animated about it.
I didn't say that. What I said was, clearly brothers are animated, and the proof of that is go to the lead attorney's channel where he interviewed April Mason, that particular video, and just look at the chat, the comments.
Yeah, they were responding directly.
That
they were responding directly to what she said during the live stream.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
When you say brothers are animated,
yes, they are.
I'm not even.
Niggas being animated is that Brittany Renner, Kevin Samuels shit. Because I was cussing my dudes out. I was losing subscribers telling them to go to hell. No,
hold on. What's the difference between the two?
It's like saying, there's a difference. It's like basically it's like talking about assault versus second degree murder. That's the level of difference it is. Like, the niggas were animated. You had content creators almost about to have beefs over that bullshit. Versus that lasted a week. Versus with April, this is just another episode in I Told You So. Another episode in see. All these hoes ain't shit.
All right, Eagle Eyes in the building.
I need to write that down. Another episode, I Told You So. That's good.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Another episode. I told you so.
That
Yeah.
sounds like me too. Go ahead though, man.
Yeah. Eagle Eyes in the building. He says, I was leader of an organization. When I decided to leave that organization, my wife decided to become the leader of that organization. That's one reason she is my ex.
That sounds
Now,
some Game of Thrones shit.
you can't have
two
two leaders in the home.
So-
But April, I think April
Right,
Mason
so my
was kind of
question-
teaching, preaching two leaders. But anyway,
So my
Yeah,
question-
that
hang-
alpha couple bullshit.
Hang on.
Trademark that.
Hold it. Hang
Go
on.
ahead.
Let's pump the brakes.
Yeah.
So Eagle Eyes made a statement. Let's keep the statement on the board for a minute. I was a leader of an organization. When I decided to leave that organization, my wife decided to become the leader of that organization. That's one reason why she's my ex now. You can't have two leaders in the home. So my question for Eagle Eyes is this. Number one, when you decided to leave said organization, was there any conversation between you and your ex-wife about who was to succeed you? In other words, did y'all sit down and say, okay, I'm going to leave. Okay, I would like to step in. Okay, fine. I'll sign off on that and proceed from there. That wasn't made clear in your statement. Was there any conversation on the matter between husband and wife on it?
Bernard, who's that chick that always is up under black chick that used to be known for being up under Donald Trump in The Apprentice?
Omarosa.
Man, Obsidian, sometimes I be thinking you be channeling that energy where it's like, yo, you be turning your intelligence, you be using it for evil sometimes, man. You like to flirt. You like to flirt with that shit. I'm not gonna say you do, but you like to flirt with it.
Okay, so what's evil in what I just said?
Well, I mean, when you try to hold dudes accountable to shit,
I didn't hold anybody accountable to anything. I just asked a question.
Oh, so I misheard that. Okay.
Yes. I'm asking a simple question. He leaves the organization. His ex-wife takes over. Okay.
I need to know what organization he's talking about.
I have no idea either. I don't even think that's relevant. The point is, he was in the leadership position of an organization. The ex-wife takes over. Was there any conversation in between?
What I pull from that
What
is
if it was
he wanted
okay?
to take over.
What if it was?
Because if there was conversation in between, then my next question becomes, okay, so what happened to the point that the ex-wife takes over? Y'all talked about it, talked about your departure, talked about her taking over and succeeding you, and then that leads to the eventual breakdown and failure of the marriage.
What I pulled from that.
Hold on. You saying when you said they talked about it, you mean they talked about it in the sense that he didn't want her to try to go lead and take over the organization?
I have no idea. I don't know.
If he did make it clear to her that that's not what he would have liked her to do, and she did it anyway, I don't know.
Then we can see why it led to the breakdown of a marriage. We don't know that.
Well, what they sound like,
but if the marriage broke down, then we can just assume that something disloyal happened. It's like we don't even have to
what
do
that
this.
sounds like. What I pull from this,
but hang on a second. We know that most marriages don't break down for disloyalty. Disloyalty read adult.
He just described.
Hey, hold on.
He just said that that's one reason why she's my ex.
What I pull from this is whatever organization he's talking about, she was jockeying on the low to probably take it.
I have no idea. I don't know.
I know you don't know, but I'm saying from what I think. And then basically, he probably knew that's what was going on, so he left. And once he saw that's what was going on, it probably went downhill from there. It probably quickly disintegrated. Maybe you're right. That's not the only reason. But it's probably the straw that broke the camel's back bullshit. That's why I pulled that Game of Thrones reference. That's what I think happened based on what he said. But I could be wrong. I'm just a nigga.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me ask you a question, Bernard, because we kind of broached this earlier before we went to other people on the panel. Do you believe a black woman that has built herself up has more dating options or fewer dating options? Does a black woman? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It depends. If it take her to 50 to build herself up, she probably got fewer dating options.
Okay, so we know that 50 is too old. We got that.
If it take her to 40 to build herself up, she'll have fewer dating options from the type of man that you want, who's also built himself up and wants to get married. Then yeah, she wouldn't Yeah, she would have fewer dating
It also
options.
means when we define, what are we defining building up? Are we talking about the traditional way these chicks do it, like the career, money, the
Yeah.
stuff that April was talking about?
Well,
Yeah.
but not only that, but see, here's the other thing that was a very important, crucial step that's being missed. And I would even disagree with April on this point. What about college?
College is wonderful.
That the single biggest important way that a woman of any race, but especially black, can build themselves up to get increased dating options is by going to college, and the data bears it out.
Yeah, and everybody agrees. Everybody agrees with that. Yeah, women.
Assuming, but
that's not what she said.
But
Okay.
and also,
All right.
yeah, and also
Are
you
you-
got to assume you're talking to black women about this, and they don't interpret what college is for like other races of women do. But even so, we can Obsidian. We agree on that. If black women actually use college for what it was for, then yes. But here's the thing that is very important. It is very important. It's something that doesn't really get talked about in this industry. The manosphere. It's really no reason for it, but to the extent it has been brought up, it's kind of taboo because that's the traditional thing that a lot of people think is just. It's gonna sound crazy, but it's this concept of network marketing. I'm not saying that's what April is in. April is an internet marketer. She sells courses. And so, but you have to understand when you look at Atlanta, you look at where that industry cross streams with the type of, she's in the church industry as well, where network marketing happens a lot. She is dealing, the type of women that she is talking to. I know these women, and I know some of these women that are married that have, and these are not ugly women that, thank God, well, some of them have left their husbands, but a lot of them have kind of gone through a rough patch and decided to stay. And that was very helpful for their mental health. These are women that they will get up in that level. I'm talking about $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month in these businesses, and then they'll win and not have anything to do. And then they start acting cracked out. Even women like Kendra G from that radio show. If you go to her Instagram page, she's selling some stuff too, if you know how to look for it. And it ain't Fashion Nova. My point is the type of the way these women think, they're not. Why am I saying that to you? It's because they're not talking about college. What you're talking about is something completely different than the type of women. I'm not saying these women don't go to school, by the way. I'm not saying these women don't go into corporate America, by the way, ever. But what I'm saying is the college thing that you're talking about, I'll give you that. That's not who she's targeting.
Yeah. Queen Q asked a similar question, and I responded to her by simply pointing out that because no, Queen Q referred to it as a backup plan. What's wrong with a woman having a backup plan? I think college is a good backup plan. If she go to college, she meet her man at college. In the process of doing that, she get a degree in whatever. Her and her man get together. They get married. They have a family. It don't work out. She got something. She got some type of education she could fall back on. That's an okay backup plan.
Only black women view it that way.
But I'm just saying, in general, most people can lean with and rock with that. All right. That's not what April Mason was talking about.
All right. What is your concern?
What do you mean, my concern?
Yeah. You said you didn't have a problem with that, the aforementioned backup plan of college and so forth. Okay, I get that. I'm in agreement with you on that. So, what is your concern with regard to April Mason along these lines? She didn't mention college or anything like that. We both agree on that. So, what is your concern with what she said? I just want to make sure I'm clear on where you're coming from.
It's we 3.5 hours in. I'm not rehashing my general point that I spent 2 hours making. I'm not doing it. But hold on. Creative what was that? Constructive consultant in the building. He says, oh man, be killing me when he's purposefully vague. Ed might write Darth Obsidian is a wild boy. Appreciate the real breakdown. Bernard, can you play the last $2 song, bro? Oh yeah, right on, right. Even though you sent 20, I will still play the last $2 for you.
No,
these last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
You need to call him Count Dooku, because that's some shit Count Dooku would do, saying, let me fence with the young boys, take a hand, teach them some shit. Like, you're supposed to point that shit to the right people, not back at, but whatever. I can handle it, so it doesn't bother me. But, I mean, I can deal with it. It doesn't bother me. But I just pointed out.
Constructive Consultant says, #keep OG J Speed off the panel at all.
Y'all gonna have to pay for that at the beginning of the month.
OG,
First of the
OG,
month.
I apologize, OG. I do gotta be a man of my word. I said $20. They coughed up $20 in less than 20 seconds. So we gotta make the price higher. So I'm with you. I'm rooting for you.
She's
But
not speaking on both sides of the argument. That's not what she's doing, man. Like what she's
but we
doing,
got-
that's double talking. But because I know Jonathan is gonna want to get in. Like
Yeah.
the concern with April, it really is not a concern from the male standpoint. Most dudes are just gonna say that's what
Boys
you get
in
for
the hood.
believing. That's what you get. Hey man, ain't that shit retro to you? How old are
we
you?
got-
How old are you when you? I mean, I'm only a
He
couple of
wasn't
years older than
even-
you. You know, but
JB wasn't born when that came out.
did you
but
see
last
it on a
time
VHS tape?
last time he
I
came
have a
up
question
here,
for JB.
he had on a hoodie, and
I have a
so now he
question.
got on the Boys in the Hood shirt. This Pookie JB. Pookie
Have you ever
JB.
seen Bebe's Kids?
Oh yeah,
I have
talking to me.
Yeah, have you ever seen Bebe's Kids? You even know what that is?
I have seen it. It's been a while though.
Yeah, before the Boondocks, there was Bebe's Kids. We don't
Yeah.
just we multiply.
All right,
Anyway,
JB, go ahead, JB.
Yeah.
What you got? What you got?
What's up, man? First of all, I want to say, man, I don't like how y'all be doing, OG, man. Y'all can't be.
OG.
you don't know the history.
No, he knows. He
I
knows.
know.
He knows. No,
I know there is.
22
That's
low.
that's what I always fall back on. That's what I told Chicago Gorilla too. I was like, you don't know the history in this space.
It's at least $100. At least $100 going forward to get
That's
OG
like
gone.
if somebody try to go at you like a city, like you be like, that's your fallback. That's my backup plan.
But
all
we
the
need.
time.
But y'all
you don't know
y'all,
the history.
y'all don't realize we need somebody. We need somebody to call Obsidian Obsidian. We need that.
No,
And-
I don't even like that shit.
All right,
All right, but
what you got, man? What you got?
all jokes aside, I really think for me the primary thing I got out of this whole thing with TLA was I don't think TLA gets enough credit for how excellent he is at handing somebody a piece of rope and saying hang yourself. This man has the best deadpan face that anybody could have.
Right. Yeah.
and he would just be like, right. I hear you. and they just keep going, right? So I really think he doesn't get enough credit for that because I think TLA actually helped her reveal herself more than people realize.
Hey, hold on, time out. I was of the suspicion, and you're probably thinking the same thing, JB, that when she was talking, like normally I won't interrupt right away. Sometimes I'll let them really mess up, but I will sit there. I'll be like this. But he was sitting there like he was encouraging her, like, oh, okay, yeah. He kept saying, yeah, it's like he was low key egging her on to just keep going.
Obsidian be doing that shit too.
And then he jumped in with the question at the right time. After
Obsidian be doing that shit on the
He
low.
jumped in
too.
with one question about leadership, and she said about business and things like that, if I remember right.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, Bernard. Right? I think this actually proves something too, where a lot of people, to quote Obsidian, when they want, somebody to whoop that trick, right? I think that kind of strategy of just that kind of approach is actually better because if he was beating on her, I don't think she would have revealed herself as much as she did, right? But because she felt so comfortable, right? And obviously, TLA has a face of no expression, right? For the most part, except for when she says really off things, and so you can't really read his position. And then on top of that, he just encourages them to keep going. And I think if the other tactic was used where you're just pounding on them, they would probably shut down or get very defensive or whatnot. But instead, she felt very comfortable, and I think that was great. I really think that was great because if he was just beating her up about it, I don't think she would have revealed herself as much as she did.
What was there to beat her up about? John, I'm trying to understand. What is there to beat her up about?
The yeah, see me. Go ahead, JB. I know you got it.
Obsidian. You have to be trolling Obsidian. Come on.
No, I'm not. I'm asking a sincere question. What is there to beat her up about?
That's why I let the shit
Obsidian.
go. I Obsidian. Trolling too.
Obsidian. You don't want a completely feminine woman because a completely feminine woman, she's not a good. She won't be a good leader.
JB, I just charged
So
you.
do we disagree? Hang on a second. Do we disagree with the premise?
This is some Philly shit.
That women have a bit of masculine side or masculine energy to. I don't like using these words, but for lack of a better way of saying it, do we disagree with the premise that women do
Obsidian.
have masculine side to them.
Obsidian. We're not just talking about a little. Like she literally trademarked the feminine CEO.
Okay.
She said a man was a byproduct.
So you're saying that a woman can't run a business?
All right. Yeah.
Yo, hold on. You want hey, JB, you want to know what the biggest thing for me was that she said above everything? When she said my legacy, I said, "Oh yeah, this is
Women don't have legacies."
I need to.
That was.
I need to go back and go to my old unlisted.
So hang on a second. So women don't have legacies.
No.
That was some.
Only men have legacies. Oh, hang on. Only men have legacies.
Women.
It was he who.
Sorry.
Women don't think it like, yo, I want to see you pull this shit when Kevin's on the goddamn panel.
That's why I told him I want him to take it up with Kevin.
So I'm gonna say this. Yeah, I see where you got it from. I'm gonna say this, and I'm about to hop off.
A woman has children. Hang on. A woman has children. She's a good mom, and
That's
all the mom and apple pie. That's not her legacy.
LeBron, let me tell you something. LeBron James' mama, LeBron is not her legacy. You know, how the fuck her fucking what's the dude that she had sex with on the same team as the you know what I'm talking about. Or the chick that was running dope across Chris Bosh's mom. You know, FBI looking for her. Like, let's stop playing games. Women, like, only in the black community will we have this conversation. Like,
I agree with you on that. Nobody outside of Black America is debating whether legacy is a gender term. I agree with you on that.
No, they're not gonna frame it like what you're saying. Like only, and quite frankly, I think only in ADO's black community will we have this conversation.
I'll go along with that. I can't remember in any other community where the term legacy has to be debated along gender lines.
So you're saying women.
Legacy,
so you're saying, hold on. So you're
lineage.
saying. So I want to ask you a quick question. So you saying that women think in legacy? That's what women thinking.
I have no idea what women think. I asked a question.
I mean, shit. You wrote a book.
I have no idea what women think.
You've interviewed a lot of women. You're saying
But that doesn't mean that I know what they think.
Okay, well, I'm saying that women typically do not think in legacy. Women think in nesting. They don't think long term.
So they don't leave anything behind.
Long-term.
But a lot of black men don't think long term either. A lot of black men die.
Well, that's and they're judged on it. You're right. They're judged on it. Women are not judged on it.
Okay, then.
A woman. Hold on. A woman. You said leave things behind. Women are not really judged if they don't leave things behind. That's seen.
But that's different from whether or not they do leave something behind. Whether they're judged for it.
Come on, man. I mean, most black women are in debt. But anyway, I want to highlight this. You know what would be a devastating thing based on what JB said? Could you imagine fucking Kevin Samuels being bad cop to the lead attorney being good cop on like a fucking TV show or some shit? They wouldn't. Like, can you imagine that shit? Because I've often said that the lead attorney is pretty much, I would say TV ready. Because I can see lead attorney sometime before Kevin on one of them debate shows or one of them, like, you know how they have the correspondence and they're talking in a whatever segment it is, because he knows how to do a lot of that shit. And motherfuckers don't be knowing what he be doing, because when Dennis does it, he starts moving around a lot when he don't disagree. He'll start interrupting a little bit. But lead attorney, man, he'll let you like fucking Wile E. Coyote walk straight off the cliff, and then you look down and you like, what the fuck?
No, that's true. That's true.
But anyway, but yeah, come on, Obsidian, man. Why you shadow boxing?
No, I'm not. When my mother died about almost.
Wasn't about your mother.
Hang on a second. When my mother died about 20 years ago.
You need another
and at her funeral, which was widely attended, many people commented on her legacy, the people that she touched in her life, her children, and so on. So I just don't get this idea that this notion that, and I'm using that admittedly personal point to speak to something else. Which is, I don't know. I've never heard of this idea. This is the first time I've ever heard of an idea of a legacy being gendered.
She basically gave the same blueprint for life that Kevin Samuels would give to a man. She gave that same exact blueprint for women, which by default would put them in a masculine place, and the man that they would end up with either to be in a feminine place or just some co-alpha type of deal.
Oh, it was
Something-
masculine than what she said.
Obsidian, put another way. Obsidian,
not going.
she had some
not
big D
going.
energy. Obsidian.
All right,
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
other way to
All
put
right,
it.
all right. I'm about to.
I didn't hear what John said.
I said
He
put
made
it
it- he
another
made a
way.
joke.
She had. Put another way. She had some
All right.
big energy.
All right, yeah. We
How
about,
so?
we about to-
See, when this this is why
I'm
these
done.
shows don't
I'm
last
done.
4 hours. See,
I'm done.
technically Bernard, I already
All
know.
right.
I wanted to give Bernard an virtual energy drink, man, because I could, because this shit gets tiring, man. It's like boxing. It's like, yeah, man, we know we can't knock Mike Tyson out. We got to wait his ass out. That's what we got to do for him to get tired. And it works. The problem is people like me, you know, I got a lot of energy, so I can do that shit. But
Yeah,
niggas
I'm
get
done.
tired, and I understand.
I'm done.
But
It
for
got-
real, but
it
Obsidian,
got-
no.
I mean, if she's a businesswoman, well, she's not supposed to attend to her business.
Then
Obsidian.
watch. Hold on. Then
Obsidian,
watch
dude.
Obsidian do a show about this shit and completely tear her ass a new one and probably come up with a new
Actually, I don't. I've been debating heavily whether I should do it or not because I'm having a very hard time with what black men are seeing that's wrong with this. A black woman
Obsidian.
not supposed to attend to her
Obsidian.
business. Is that it?
Obsidian, do you remember you wrote a book?
I do.
Okay, that's all.
It's about priorities, man. The reality is let me say it
The
straight.
woman was already married. She's already had kids. She's got grandkids
Not
now.
about the woman. It's about her having a goddamn manlet training
So
school. You
hold
understand
on.
what this
So
is?
would you
All right.
assume? So hold on, I want to
Yeah, you
ask
gotta-
this question. Would you assume that are you saying that the general path? So if women adopted this path, her path of a success, her pathway, that is on a law average is going to be a successful track.
I have no idea. I haven't studied her course.
Well, I
I don't
mean, based on fuck her course,
Okay,
based
then,
on what
hold on,
she
man. By
said.
that logic, then you shouldn't have that much response to anything. You shouldn't question us about anything she said because you haven't studied her course in the positive or the negative.
Well, what I was responding to was her interview with TLA.
That's exactly what we were responding to as well. But
then we went and veered off with questions
Yeah,
about
can you respond to Gabe's dumbass? Do you agree?
oh damn, I didn't mean to click on that. Bernard got tired once he started hearing the Ed Tug read. No, cut it out.
Yeah,
See, I
and
didn't
you,
mean
and you got the same glasses as fucking April Mason. So the end.
All right, yeah, we about to get up out of here. We about
Probably
to get up out of
believe
here.
that
I
shit
am.
too. Like nigga, talk about goofy.
Did y'all notice? Did y'all notice?
If you want to hear precisely what I think, if you came here late, just go and check out the stream. I'm not
This
relitigating.
nigga need a nap.
I'm not relitigating
Hey,
the
Bernard.
whole everything.
Isn't it like
that-
1:30 in your?
Yeah, no,
Hey,
it
Bernard,
ain't,
did
it
you-
ain't even late. I shouldn't be
Hey, Bernard.
sleepy. Well, I went to bed late last night though. All right, go ahead,
Bernard.
JB.
Did you know?
Oh, you Borgin.
JB switched to Mint Mobile.
Notice this how the glasses were.
JB, you might need to stand still, bro. You might need to stand still. I'm trying to get out of here. If you don't get it right, I'm gonna hit the end stream.
Man, I'm gonna tell you that shit. April talking works on them dumbass Atlanta motherfuckers. That shit is a commentary on that environment. Like I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, hold on. We got JB. All right, JB, take us home, man.
Yeah.
You said what? Oh my bad.
No,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
went.
We can
I
finally
went
hear you
out.
now.
No, I was saying, did you notice how the glasses were like pushing down her nose? It looked really weird. It's a stupid comment.
Oh yeah. I kind of crack. I laugh when people wear their glasses right at the tip of their nose like that. That always look funny to me too. I noticed it. But all right, yeah.
The Black Panther training manual.
All right, y'all. We are out of here. I'd like to thank everybody who came through. If you're new, subscribe. I didn't say that all day. Hopefully some people subscribed. But thank you to everybody who super chatted, Cash App, like, shared, subscribed, did anything to participate in the stream in any way, shape, or form. And with that said, good people, we are out of here. Peace.